spot. And nationwide 5G on America's largest, most dependable networks. The $45 Silver Unlimited plan from Straight Talk. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. A month equals 30 days. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify. 800-807-1981. 800-807-1981. 800-807-1981. That's 800-807-1981.
Medical data brought to you from Summit Male Medical Center. Over half of the guys over the age of 45 have some type of erectile dysfunction. If you fall into this category, you are obviously not alone. Don't worry about it. Do something about it. Call Summit Male Medical at 480-398-1000. Let our Arizona licensed doctors and all male medical staff using FDA-approved medication help you enjoy your life again. We guarantee it. Low testosterone? Common signs are muscle loss, irritability, weight gain, decreased libido. Our testosterone therapy will turn you around. Discreet, professional, and we are successful. Don't let getting older get you down. Call today, 480-398-1000. That's 480-398-1000. Or go to summitmalemedical.com. What are you waiting for? Call today. 480-398-1000.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit nationalguard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Arizona Army National Guard, aired by the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time.
Time for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Friday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Speaking of Harmon Solar, it's the Harmon Solar NCAA March Madness bracket contest thingamajig, which will win you $1,580 if you have the first place bracket. Take a look at the bracket here. And Randy, you're still hanging in there pretty good. You're tied for 12th place with some people who I don't know these people because I only know people by their text or nickname. But you have done the best of anybody, I believe, at the radio station so far. So just 3 more games to go, Randy, to see if you can hang in there ahead of Ralph from Harmon Solar.
Yeah.
I'm down in the 30s. Me and Berg are sitting there just sort of being happy that we're even that close. Boogie's below me, so that's enough for me to be happy. You know, I'm beating Boogie, and that's all that matters.
You're always happy when Boogie's below you.
Yes, I like Boogie underneath me. And then, of course, you scroll down a lot more, and then there's Keon Rose. So, Keon, I'm going to tell you something, but I don't want you to repeat it. Okay? I'm looking out for you. I'm looking out for you. I'm looking out for your employment. Okay. I scrolled down to the very bottom just to see who it is. And there's only one person separating Radio Ron Cohen from last place. He's all the way down. Shh, don't say anything. But I'm just saying that to make you feel better. You know why? Because around the office, he's generally known as Spooky Ron. Spooky when it comes to picks and bracket stuff like that. He's always really good. He must have just not finished his bracket, or something must have distracted him. I don't know what. But he's only above, I believe it's intern from the main event, in absolute last place. But then Radio Ron right there. So just take that information. Feel better about yourself.
I take responsibility for that.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Well, he was filling out his bracket, and I came in his office, and I was talking to him.
Oh, okay. Well,
I take responsibility. It's my fault.
A lot of people walk in that office and distract him. How do you know it was you?
Well, it was me. I saw that he was working on his bracket up there, and you know how I kind of slink in sometimes.
Wait a minute. Did you walk in there with a bottle of my whiskey? Because I've noticed when I was in my office the other night that there was a bottle missing.
Well, guilty.
Well, that actually explains a lot.
I needed to have a raise. It's been a while, and so I had to bribe him. And we got to talk, and he started pouring the whiskey. And I don't remember much after that, but it's my fault.
Well, you owe me a bottle of whiskey, and Keon
I don't
knows
recall using your whiskey for anything.
Right, Keon owes you a debt of gratitude. So that's where the current standings are for us radio guys. But here's the top of the top right now with a chance to win. Jason Cupo, sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, is in first place. And of course, he's got a busted bracket with because he had Gonzaga. Mars 805, I believe, is Mario. He has Duke, and he has pretty damn good shot at winning this thing. Let's see. After that, tied for third, you got William and Davis. And then after that, you got, remember Chris Hacker, C-Hack, the insurance guy used to be on the station. He's right there in fifth with Bing Yup. I want Chris to win, not just because he's a former sponsor, but because the other guy had U of A winning the whole thing. So that he must be a U Arizona person. So I don't know who you are, Bing Yup, but I want you to lose. Then after that, Mark Epps, Mike and Nate Klinicki, which makes me think there's some sort of shenanigans going on there.
Maybe
somebody
related,
or the same person filled out a bracket,
or they could be twins. Yes, go ahead.
If this is the same person, we were going to find out, and you were not going to win. I'm just saying, just want to warn all of you. No shenanigans. Then you got Neil, and then you got Josh, and you got Terry. And then after that, you're tied there, right there with them. Somebody named Terry.
Well, I'm going to sink very quickly because my Final Four is absolutely destroyed.
Oh, yeah. No, listen, I was glad to be in 30th place. This is the best one of my crazy bracket ideas has ever done. No, I'm not going to win nothing with it, but tell you what, it really opened my eyes. Well, I guess I should have known better. The theory was the school from the dumbest state or city, if they're both in the same state, wins. And that worked out pretty damn good. A lot of upsets in the Sweet 16, but as far as just concept goes, I'm really liking this for next year.
And the Sweet 16, that caught everybody. That wasn't just you. So it is something that's worth trying again.
So whatever the case, if you are in contention, good luck to you. By God, I want one of you guys who listens to the Daily Blender to win. I have no control over it. If I could monkey with it, do you think I'd be down in 30th? No.
There's a large red X by mine. If you'll look at it, large red X, which means I am out of contention for anything.
No. That means you're extra sexy.
No,
it means you're champions.
No, I am. It means my Final Four. I have Kansas. That's the only thing I have left in my Final Four is Kansas. Other than that, I've lost.
Well, this is all figured out by points, not necessarily by who you had winning it. So somebody could have the wrong team winning it, but still win. So anything is possible. Boogie's on the text line says, the horrible thing is I'm so close to overtaking Jeffrey. We have the same Final Four, same championship game, the same champion all picked. So it's impossible for me to catch up. Well, that's what you get for cheating off on paper, Boogie. Last Optimist says, I know you, I cannot wait to start the show with the news of the seeding draw for the biggest tournament in sports. The USA has been.
Jeffrey.
Ah, gosh.
Jeffrey.
What?
You were talking soccer again. Jeffrey.
Yeah, why?
Yeah. I said that word. It always
What
puts you to
happened?
sleep.
I don't want to talk.
Stay
about
with us,
that.
man. Stay with us. We've
Why?
got 2 hours and 54 minutes to go.
I don't know. I'm not going to read the rest of Last Optimist text because I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to fall asleep. Although
Yeah.
he does say, "Listen, who am I kidding? You guys would rather cover the NIT." You are right, because we are contractually obligated to do so. Can I tell you something? I forgot about that already, and I have no idea who won.
Xavier won by 1 point.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, I could have bet the underdog.
Yeah.
But Lost Optimist is trying to tell us that the USA has been placed in Group B with England. The hell that means. And a team to be named later with Iran and whatever. And he says, just get back to me if it's the World Cup. If we make it, tell me. If we don't, I'm good. Don't bother. Although soccer did get a little bit interesting in some places over the last week. Not so much that I'm going to watch. But I guess Senegal fans were using laser pointers on some Egyptian players. And I'm not just talking like one little dot on their shirt. I'm talking like 100 of them. Yeah, just painting their faces, looking like Shrek over here. They were using green laser pointers. Yeah. And this guy was trying to do a penalty kick, and then he missed, and then they were like shining it in the face of a goalie. There's no way American sport this week, nobody get away with it. That one person with the laser pointer was banned for life, and like SEAL Team 7 dropped down out of the ceiling and grabbed him, his family. They went, found who he grew up with, and they all got put into a dark bunker somewhere for a few months.
Pretty sure that's what happened. Yep.
Oh, no, the Senegal, they're like passing out lasers at the door. No, special promotion. It's okay. Go for it.
It's like bobblehead night. Go for it.
So, that was kind of funny to watch. And of course, officials having no answer for that. And so anyways, that's as interesting as soccer gets for me right there. I'm a little bit torn on this other thing. Now, Manchester United is a soccer team. I don't know if you know that.
Man U.
Yeah, in I believe Old England Town. And I guess the forward Marcus Rashford, after the Euro in 2020, he got heckled pretty bad on the Twitter. In fact, some racial abuse came his way on the Twitter. And so they tracked down who this kid was. Now, remember, we have the First Amendment, we have the Second Amendment, we have a few amendments. And, the freedom of speech is, pretty well documented here, but it's not quite the same everywhere that it's a democracy, because in England, they saw these horrible, and they were horrible, these horrible tweets, and they tracked the person down and they arrested him. And he's going to spend 6 weeks behind bars for racially abusing Marcus Rashford on the Twitter. And it's a teenager, shocker. But they put him in the pokey for this. And I'm trying to figure out how I feel about this, because on one hand, there's freedom of speech, but then do we have freedom of hate? You know what I mean? I guess in this country we do, kind of. I don't know. But this kid said some pretty ugly things there on the Twitters, and of course, I'm glad, but I'm also wary. You know what I mean?
I'm glad that they locked him up, or
that there's a consequence for somebody being a stupid, filthy racist. I'm glad that something is happening. There's so much of our lives, and I'm talking, forget about the racial part of this. So much a part of our lives that is involving the younger kids and the younger generation, where there's no consequences for anybody's actions. And it's funny, we just saw the biggest consequence for an action. Chris Rock made a dumb joke about somebody's wife. That guy came up and slapped them in the face with a really, quick right-handed consequence. That was an immediate consequence. Yes, Chris Rock had the First Amendment right to say it, but there were consequences, weren't there? So should those consequences be legal? I don't hate it. but it still gives me a moment. You know what I'm saying? Gives me a moment.
Feels weird to us, but like that's a law that's been pretty established over there that, if you're going to cross those lines, especially racial lines, there is a penalty for that. And the idea, I think, is you're encroaching on someone else's ability to be free when you are, verbally, racially abusing them, even if it's online. If you're doing that is someone else's freedom. So that's the idea coming from there.
What they've established is there has to be a line drawn somewhere. And the tricky part is making sure that the line is, appropriate. Meaning, okay, racially hateful little turd. Yeah, let's slap him around. Let's get some consequences for him. But somebody who has a different opinion, somebody who has this to say or that to say, somebody who is misinterpreted, they always use the word slippery slope here. And that's the part where I'm just like, might be a little wary here to just see that become a thing we do here. But more consequences would not be the worst thing in the world.
Especially when it comes to online, because that's the place where you're least likely to encounter any consequences. Like when I was a kid, you couldn't just bully somebody online.
Right.
Because you had to go to school the next day and that person was going to knock your face inwards. Like that's just kind of.
We didn't even have the internet. We had to drag our asses out of bed at 6 a.m., get ourselves to school to do our bullying. We had to do it in person, you know? So now on the Twitter, the worst thing about Twitter is that people enjoy almost total anonymity. So for them to catch that little troll, they had to do some work. And but in the United Kingdom, there is a law in the books in the UK that prohibits people from spreading content that's deemed grossly offensive or of an indecent, obscene, menacing character. Now, this is where the slippery slope may come in. Again, like a little racist bastard getting served, and hey, spend a little time for 6 weeks with some people who may have something to say about it. Then there's this. Back in February, an elderly British army officer, he died. And a 36-year-old man named Joseph Kelly tweeted, "The only good Brit soldiers that did one. Burning, old fella, burn." He was Scottish. So they say the only good soldier is a dead one of a British kind and burn in hell, basically. And so, of course, that's a horrible thing to say. It's bad. It's a bad taste. But in this country, people be like, "Oh, that's ugly. You're a horrible person." Well, in England, it gets you sentenced 150 hours of community service and 18 hours of counseling. And of course, his attorney says, Joseph was drunk when he wrote that. And, he only has a handful of followers, so nobody was going to see it. And of course, the courts wanted to make an example out of him. And there you go. So You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. There's clearly a line somewhere.
Yeah. And of course, England has already sort of got it wrong. I mean, if that was my granddad, I'd probably be pissed off, but I don't know that it's something that you got to get arrested for. Racism? Yeah, I'm okay with I'm okay with somebody getting arrested for that. Making a joke in poor taste, because have you heard the show?
It's
you know what I'm saying?
The show could not function in England. It would not be possible.
How many days do you think we would get after each show?
Not looking to. We would have to be like on that movie Pirate Radio, where we're on a boat out in the ocean, just out of range of the feds.
International waters somewhere.
Yeah, I'm not looking to syndicate to England or anything, but that's a little too much. Oppression. Not oppression. That's not the right word. That's a little too much censoring for my taste. So, but for the record, racist kid getting in trouble. Good. Somebody making a drunken comment to 3 other people about British officers dead. British officers, shut up. Oh no, you've got to go to jail. Yeah,
180 days for you, Jack.
Starts to make me a tad bit itchy. All right, so let's talk about some American sports, shall we? Let's get American on this, and let's get Phoenix Suns. All right, 9 in a row. They had a tough one there with the Warriors the other day. Beat them 107-103. You guys all know that, but not bad. It showed you what they're capable of doing. And who is a tougher opponent for them at this moment? I mean, the Golden State Warriors have got to rank up there pretty good, right? So who is a tough opponent for them at this point? I can't see anybody really, the West will give them a little trouble, right, Keon? And then the East, the Heat is probably going to be who's in the championship, and even them, I don't know.
I don't know, because the East is bad, but it's top heavy. So anybody that comes out of the East is going to give you trouble. If it's Milwaukee, that's going to probably be a problem again. Boston will be a problem the way that they've been playing the last 50 games of the season. And Philly with Embiid and Harden and Maxey, if they can figure out how to play together, that's going to be scary. And then obviously, you look at those top 3 teams in the West beyond Phoenix, which is Memphis, Dallas, and Golden State. Those would be the teams that I would look at as probably being the biggest problem. And Memphis in particular, that's a young team. They don't know that they're not supposed to be this good yet. And that scares me a lot, because they do actually have a ton of talent.
Well, the Suns have matched their franchise record with 62 wins, and that's a nice feat, but who the hell cares? Because really the important thing is what's going to happen here in a few games. Yeah. So for the Phoenix Suns, I don't want to anoint them. I don't want to get cocky or complacent, and I don't think they're doing that either. We wondered 3 or 4 games ago if they would cruise on in once they clinched the top spot. I mean, they didn't just clinch the playoffs; they clinched the top spot. So once they did that, and they do not seem to have cruised even a little bit, do they? They seem like every game is that important, and I think that is just the culture that Monty Williams has really put into effect for the Phoenix Suns. And I hope it's the right one, because as you know, you get in the playoffs, it's a whole different tired.
Yeah, and I think the important thing is going to see how Monty makes adjustments against other teams. Listen, Golden State was right there at the end of the game, and they didn't even have Steph Curry in the game. They were relying on somebody else. And Draymond Green was obviously a problem for this Phoenix Suns team. He was stealing the ball. Mm-hmm. They had shooting from somebody else other than Steph Curry, and they couldn't seem to knock that down. So it'll be interesting to see how Monty, once we get into this playoff situation, what kind of adjustments they make. The regular season is one thing. Hooray, 62 wins, great accolades for the regular season. But now once the playoff starts, or the real season, as some of these guys say, then things kind of change and pick up. You'll see teams playing a whole different game once they get into the playoffs. Unfortunately, the Lakers won't be there, which is, the Lakers will not be there. Not even LeBron can save them tonight against the Pelicans.
Is that official? Are we official Laker free?
We are not officially Laker free. But we are currently.
Don't jinx it, Randy.
But they're outside the door.
They're outside the door, tied with San Antonio, and guess what? San Antonio has the tiebreakers on the Lakers.
And not only
how good is that?
Not only does San Antonio have the tiebreaker,
oh boy,
San Antonio has tonight as their opponent the very awful Portland Trailblazers. 2 days from now,
there you go.
San Antonio has once again the Portland Trailblazers. They got them back to back. I mean, this is a really good situation.
So
yeah, well,
you can't say it.
I'm not going to.
The heroic efforts of one LeBron James.
We're almost there.
All right. So here's what I'm saying. It's time for a break. All right. When we come back, we'll talk some more NBA and we'll get to your texts. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
It's a battle of 2 bad hockey teams tonight, the Coyotes and the Ducks. The Coyotes 21-41-5. The Ducks are 27-30-12. But they have lost 11 straight games. The Ducks are favored, though, against the Coyotes. Ducks paying out at -122, while the Coyotes pay out at +102. The over-under set at 6 goals, and the spread at 1.5 goals in favor of the Ducks. NBA basketball tonight, the Suns and Grizzlies will match up in Memphis. Phoenix is sitting as a 7-point favorite. The over-under at 229. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
Are you a planner? Do you like to plan ahead? Then, of course, you already have a plan to call Harmon Solar, right? Bruce Jacobs here. It should be at the top of your list to get solar now and enjoy huge savings next summer, up to 85% on your monthly bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Then you can plan what to do with all that extra money. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, women-owned, local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
Okay, you're back to dining out, but there's dining and there's dinnertainment. Get ready for an amazing dining experience like none you've ever had at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse in Scottsdale. When it comes to Asian cuisine, nobody does it better or more authentic than Kasai, where talented teppan chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. It's not just dinner, it's dinnertainment. A memorable dining experience where delicious 7-course meals prepared right at your table with flair. It's a perfect choice for celebrations, date nights, or a night on the town. Happy hour is always on fire and offered daily with specials on teppanyaki, sushi, cocktails, and more. Book your night of fun right now. Visit KasaiScottsdale.com. That's KASAI Scottsdale.com or call 480-607-1114. That's 480-607-1114. We'll see you there.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canier with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
We just can't help it. We have to do it. It's in our DNA. At 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, we have to bring you the most epic moments in sports.
NCAA football, NASCAR racing, Arizona Rapids football, golf, Vegas Raiders, March Madness, NFL playoffs, and the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we can't help it. We are 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender on this Friday, April 1st. In case you didn't know, and now you're kind of new here, Keon. We don't do April Fool's pranks on the Daily Blender. They're stupid. And a lot of times they're hurtful. And so we don't do pranks here. It's April 1st. Remember to pay your rent. That is not a prank. There's no jokes here. And we're not joking around. It's April 1st, Friday, on the Daily Blender. So you see what I'm saying there, Keon? Yeah, we don't do the jokes. We don't do the pranks here.
I appreciate that, honestly. That's a great stance.
And we have come to understand that pranks are stupid. Unless it's well thought out and it doesn't hurt anybody, pranks are very stupid. Like the time, no, I'm not going to. See, that'll start a whole firestorm.
It'll open up a box of worms none of us is ready for.
There was a time when at a former job, now I will go this far and I will share this prank I did, but it was not an April Fool's prank. I worked with a guy who was very straight-laced. And we worked in an office, and I was doing a multimedia work. And this guy, he and I were friendly. He was one of the uppity ups in the company I was working at. And one day, as a prank, he had pulled a prank on me by calling my office and then hanging up. He would call my office several times and just hang up on the intercom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so what I did was I said, okay, well, I'm going to have to get him back in kind. And there was a pet store on my way home, and I would stop and I would get those little 12-cent feeder fish. Yeah. You know what I mean? The little goldfish, or little feeder fish. You would give those to the larger fish to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would stop and I would get one. Now, I happen to have a key that would open his office. And so every morning for 2 weeks, I would leave one of these fish on his desk. Before he got there, I would leave a little baggie with the fish in it. You know, it had water and everything. on his desk, and he did not know who was doing this prank to him. And I did that for 2 weeks, and then I completely stopped. And he was blaming everybody but me. And so then, several weeks would go by, and suddenly another fish would show up. And for a couple of days, the fish would show up. This went on for about 6 months.
That's amazing.
He never, to this day, unless he's listening to the radio right now, he never figured out who it was that was leaving that fish on his desk.
That's unbelievable. Now that's the kind of prank I can respect. It's got commitment.
You have to commit to the prank on that one.
A good prank is like a great gift. It requires thought. And you got to understand the other person that you're pranking.
Now, he kept trying to tell me he was so frustrated one day. We had a staff meeting, and there was a fish on his desk. Before the staff meeting, he went out in the hallway and proclaimed that he's flushing these fish down the toilet. Well, I happen to know this guy, and I know he wasn't. He was either bringing them home for his children, and they had like a fish tank at the house, and there was 24 of these little feeder fish swimming around. Or he was giving it to some child or something. Here you go, little Jimmy. You want a goldfish or something? So, yeah. See, now that's a prank that doesn't hurt anybody. Nobody gets offended by it. It drives him a little crazy. But anyway, I just thought there's no pranks. This is a prank-free zone here on the Daily Blender.
Yeah, we're not going to be breaking any stories that aren't actually stories. None of that stuff, because I've always hated that. I remember being a kid and listening to the radio growing up.
Yeah.
And the April Fools was the worst day in radio.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're trading LeBron to the Raptors. And of course they're not. It's dumb. Just stop.
You remember,
it.
I don't know if you remember, but years and years and years ago, Keon, Sports Illustrated came out with a big cover story about this amazing pitcher with spring training, this amazing pitcher. The guy could throw 110, 112 miles an hour. He had this magical arm, you know what I mean? And it turned out to be a damn prank on the United States of America, the reading public of America. I've never gotten over that one. Not ever. You know what's a prank to me is Manu Ginobili making the damn Basketball Hall of Fame.
What are you talking about?
That's a damn prank. This is the biggest flopper ever in the history of basketball. And this guy does not belong in the damn Hall of Fame. I don't care.
I will tell you why he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, my God. He was on that team that beat the Phoenix Suns. No way.
There's one reason, and one reason only. His name will live in infamy forever and should be celebrated in the Hall of Fame because he's the guy that took the shot from Draymond Green where we have coined the phrase, kicked him in the Ginobili's.
Kicked him in the Ginobili's. So he should make the Hall of Fame because he took one right in the old cha-cha bongos?
Yes, because I don't want us to ever forget that he got kicked right in the Ginobili's by Draymond Green.
That is his greatest contribution to basketball. Not that he's won a gold medal as a non-American athlete.
The two-time All-Star, man.
I mean, he's a two-time All-Star? Wow.
He's a great bench player.
Wow, he's a two-time All-Star.
I mean, he's
trying
a guy
to make a case here,
that came into the league as an older player. You know, he already had a career in Argentina playing basketball down there, and then he comes in as an older player. Yeah, you're a two-time All-Star. Yeah, and
you got kicked in Ginobili's.
He did get kicked in the Ginobili's.
I have no problem with Tim Hardaway making it. I have no problem with George Karl making it. I have no problem with Bob Huggins making it. But Manu Ginobili, really?
Swin Cash, any relation to Johnny Cash?
No relation that I'm aware of.
No, I don't know that. Do you know that for sure? Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't want to just say no, but I feel very confident with
the background that I have with the country music. I'm going to say Swin Cash, not related to
Johnny Cash is not country music.
Johnny is, yes.
He's rockabilly.
No, he's. I listen. I don't argue with you about many things, Jeffco, but on this one, I will stand my ground.
I'm giving him a pass.
Well, you can, and that's okay. But Johnny Cash is synonymous,
but not all his music.
He's synonymous with country music.
Actually,
I fell into a burning ring of fire. Are you kidding me?
I loved how Social Distortion has done some of his music. Other rock and alternative bands have taken his music, and so he was like, "Well, okay, you sons of bitches." So he took one of Nine Inch Nails songs, made it way better than they did it. So he gets a pass for some songs, not all of them. Yeah,
well, I mean, Johnny Cash and Swin Cash not related. As we circle back now, but Manu Ginobili into the basket. Oh, please, dear God, please.
You got to be careful who you say is and isn't related. Now, I just had a simple question, and there's a woman who is suing Jerry Jones just to simply be able to say, "That's my dad." Now he's saying no. She was coming around saying she wanted $20 million, and so I took a little time and I was thinking about it. And normally I would never say these words, but I think Jerry Jones is right. I think this gal is trying to get him to admit that's my daughter, and then she's going to hit him with like, okay, you need to give me some money, because who else would want the world to know that Jerry Jones is my dad?
Well, I mean, listen, I would go. I listen. If he was my dad, I'd want. Oh, are you kidding me? Have you seen the yacht? Have you seen the damn cars? He owns a football team. This guy's got money to burn.
She's saying, I don't want any money. I just want to be able to say that's my dad. I want the freedom to be able to say that. My mom signed a non-disclosure. I didn't, but I want to make sure that it's legally established that I'm not lying when I say this. And at first you think, wow, that's understandable. And then you realize, nobody wants to admit that's your dad if there's no money involved. If there's no money involved, you keep that one to yourself, and there's no bragging about that physical specimen Jerry Jones being your pops.
Well,
so that's what I'm starting to think. Yeah, I think she's up to something.
If Jerry thinks that there's something there, though, I mean, is Maury still doing his thing on TV?
He just got canceled. Just got canceled.
Oh man.
Damn.
I'm just saying, somebody can come out and dramatically tell Jerry Jones that he is not the father.
Not the father.
So that he can start dancing on a...
Well, we were talking about Johnny Cash and Swin Cash, and I've looked up Miss Swintela Marie Cash. I'm going to say
no,
highly unlikely that her and Johnny are related in any way, shape, or form.
Never say never.
Well, I said highly unlikely, did I not?
Agree to disagree.
All right.
This is one of the dumbest terms ever. We've all used it. You think about it. Agree to disagree. No, I don't agree to anything.
Yeah.
I don't agree to disagree. I don't agree to agree. I agree to nothing. We don't agree on anything.
And technically, you've already agreed to disagree if you disagree.
So is this an April Fool's joke about Manu Ginobili making a damn Hall of Fame?
It's actually
is
right
the
here
bust
on the thing.
in the damn NBA Hall of Fame going to be him on the floor flopping? Because that's what the hell he was known for.
That would be funny if his bust was like plump on the ground all the time,
just with his head thrown back.
Yeah. No, it's not a formal announcement, but these are the players and coaches. They say, "Well, this is happening." So this is not a question mark at this point. There might be. Are there other people coming to this thing, Keon? Is there anyone else?
There are, but those are the leading candidates there.
Okay, let's review. Randy says no to Manu Ginobili. What do you say, Keon?
I say yes to Manu Ginobili.
All right.
My God, Keon.
Yes, he was a great basketball player. He was great in the NBA. He's great as an Olympian. It's
a whole flopper.
That too. You can't take that out of his legacy. He basically created James Harden when it came to flopping. So, that's part of it.
Okay, so Tim Hardaway, I think we can all agree, yes, that guy should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Randy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, 13 years, made the All-Star team 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Then there's Johnny Cash's niece.
Swintela Cash, no.
Distant cousin?
No, I'm going to say very unlikely.
All right, fine. Okay, since I know Randy knows nothing of the WNBA, and I know nothing of the WNBA, but you, Keon Rose, you have had WNBA players posted up on your Twitter page in the top picture part there, right? So tell us why she belongs there.
Because she's an incredible shooter of the basketball. She's been one of the top scorers in the WNBA for a long time. Also a tremendous defensive player and a multiple all WNBA player. I think that plus her college career, which was also great, definitely warrants her being in the Basketball Hall of Fame.
2 national championships at UConn.
Good enough for me. I don't need to know the details.
3 WNBA championships.
If Keon says so, that's good enough for me.
2 gold medals.
Yeah, all right.
The number 2 overall pick with Detroit in 2002. Played 15 seasons.
Yeah, well.
What the hell did Ginobili do to make the damn Hall of Fame?
You didn't bother to read his Wikipedia.
I'm reading it right now. What did this guy do?
He got kicked in the Ginobilis, and that's enough for me. All right, so George Karl, I think we all agree, yes, the former coach of the San Antonio Spurs and other teams, back when Seattle had a basketball team.
Yeah, Supersonics.
Right. Yeah. So I think we all agree he does deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, correct?
Yeah. He does, yeah.
Okay, who's his Bob Hugginkiss?
Bob Huggins, West Virginia basketball coaches.
Is there a Amanda Hugginkiss? I need Amanda Hugginkiss. No, Bob Huggins.
Yeah, he's like Randy was saying, synonymous with West Virginia basketball. He ran that program
into the ground.
Into the NCAA tournament annually, essentially. I mean, they were pretty much always there. I can't recall if they were able to ever make like a Final Four, Elite Eight kind of run. But I mean, Bob Huggins has been such a consistent winning coach that it doesn't make any sense for him not to be in the Hall of Fame.
What's he doing now?
He's still coaching West Virginia. 37th season as a college head coach. He's coached Kansas State, Cincinnati, Akron, and also West Virginia for the past 15 years. Final Four twice, 25 NCAA tournament appearances, 21 combined conference championships.
All right, so the only question mark, at least of these 5, for Randy, is Manu Ginobili.
You're damn
That's
right.
It. Okay.
Manu Ginobili. Are you kidding me?
Okay. Let's see. Thunder Snow says, a man's Ginobili's absolutely belong in the Hall of Fame. See, that's what I'm saying.
No.
NASCAR Nick shows a guy with horns up and it says, "Oh, you sucks" on the bottom of his koozie. I don't know why he's sending me this, but I agree. Right. Bob Boomer Sooner says, I think Huggins was also at the University of Cincinnati for a while.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
Let's see. Against the Spread says, didn't Taco Bell pull a prank? They said they were going to buy the Liberty Bell, fix the crack, and rename it the Taco Bell. Yeah, I think everybody knew that was.
I don't know. So I was explaining to Keon while you were busy there.
Mm-hmm.
That we here it's a prank-free zone here on the Daily Blender. We don't believe in them. We don't like them.
April 1st only.
Well, yeah, April 1st.
Why would it's just so dumb when people do that on April 1st? You want to pull a prank any other day? I'm listening.
Mm-hmm.
So
I told him about one of the great pranks I've had a few great pranks in my life, and one of them the infamous goldfish on a guy's desk.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, that went on for months. Mm-hmm.
So we have to take a break. When we come back, we have more NBA stuff to talk about. And of course, we have NFL on the way. We're going to talk to our, by the way, did we ever hear back from Applegate, Josh Applegate? Is he going to be on the show?
We're still working on it.
Okay. We also got Keon Rose's college basketball dance party, Final Four edition, and other assorted crap that we've done on this show. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Contractors, listen up. This is Bruce Jacobs. Are you missing out on jobs due to lack of bonding? When your current bonding holds you back, call Arizona's #1 bond managers at Constructors Bonding. They have the market relationships and expertise to take you where you want to go, serving all types of contractors of any size and license in all states. When you need better bonding, call Dave McKee at Constructors Bonding, 602-432-5929, or visit cbialliance.com.
We're on a mission to connect every Arizona service member, veteran, and their families to the support and resources they deserve. If you or someone you know needs assistance with benefits, health care and wellness, employment, or housing, visit connectveterans.org or call 866-4AZ-VETS right now to learn more. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Coalition for Military Families, the Arizona Department of Veterans Services, and Arizona's Be Connected partners.
Public service announcement from Summit Male Medical. Guys often confuse erectile dysfunction with low testosterone. They are two different issues with two separate treatments. ED is simply a blood flow issue. Low T is a health issue. Symptoms include lack of muscle mass, gaining a few pounds, low energy, irritability, low libido. At Summit Medical, we treat both because we're experts at both. We've been here in the Valley since 2008. We've treated tens of thousands of patients, not only from here, but all over the country, coming to us specifically. And compare our pricing with others. We are the low price leaders. And combine that with the most experienced staff in the business for ED and PE treatments, and that is an unbeatable combination. We dare you to compare. Please do. So if you're having intimacy issues, please let us show you how we can help you tomorrow if you call today. 480-398-1000 or go to summitmalemedical.com. It will be the best call you ever make.
There's a time to be fearful and a time to be calm. A time to be aggressive and a time to be conservative, especially when it comes to investing. You've heard the phrase, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose.
Hello, I'm Mo Ansari, president of Compact Asset Management. At Compact, we strive to provide you with the tools and experience it takes to be in the right place at the right time to grow and protect your hard-earned money. Call pound 250 on the cell phone and say, talk to Mo, and let's check your goals together. You'll get a free portfolio review and risk analysis, and we'll focus on your investment strategies. Call pound 250 on your cell phone and say, talk to Mo, or visit us online at compact.com. That's COMPAK.com.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA, SIPC.
The most important event in sports could happen at any time.
Like right now.
Or right now. Or even
now.
Don't miss history. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or at 1580thefanatic.com.
It's a Friday edition of the Daily Blender here on 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic, your home for the Final Four and the NCAA Basketball National Championship. And that's coming up this weekend. You'll want to stick around for Keon Rose's basketball Final Four dance party. That's coming up. Hey, by the way, guys, last night I was sitting here and I was like, how is there some way I can vex the LA Lakers enough to really, I want to put some money on this vexing of the Lakers thing. And so what I did was I opened up the FanDuel Sportsbook, and they've got this area there, this parlay area that other people have built. So I took the Jazz to win the game. I took what's his name, the scorer for the Jazz to score over 20 points. Well, I mean, that was easy money because he's averaging over 20 points a game. I also took I knew that Anthony Davis is injured again, and I also knew that LeBron wasn't in the game, so I was thinking Russell Westbrook would drop in 20 points and that the Jazz would win. Guess what? I won my parlay.
No kidding.
Yeah, I dropped $150. I won $750 back. So, if you have not got the FanDuel Sportsbook, they have many ways for you to win. They have many ways for you to jump in and get excited about some of these games right now. As a matter of fact, the FanDuel giving new customers $150 instant bonus guaranteed. You get $150 in bonus site credit, and all you have to do is place your first bet of $5 or more. How you bet the bracket is up to you because it's a championship weekend, but you can choose from the money line, totals, prop bets. There are tons of opportunities for you to build a great parlay, and you can win big. And FanDuel's giving you $150 just for placing a $5 bet. So join FanDuel today with promo code Randy1580. You can place your $5 bet, score $150 in bonus site credit guaranteed. Again, let them know that I sent you. Use promo code Randy1580 on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. You got to be 21 or older and present in Arizona. First online real money wager only, $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as a non-withdrawable site credit that expires 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text Next Step to 53342. Yeah, that's pretty excited, man.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome, man. Did you tell Radio Ron? He loves the parlays.
I haven't talked to Radio Ron today. I'm giving him some space now that he's next to the bottom there.
Right. Probably
in the
told you not to mention it again. I only
didn't wanna
told
mention.
Keon that so he'd feel better. So
Yeah, well, I'm sure he's out there with the Sons of Apathy and his assless chaps driving his bicycle around and probably trying to burn off some of that steam. You know what I mean?
He might also be listening. So it
Could be. He could be.
So I'm betting the underdogs again. I had success with that last week, and I'm doing it again for the Final Four. I put $1 on Villanova, and I put $1 on North Carolina, and of course, $1 gets me $2.65 or $2.60. So if one of the underdogs wins, then I break even and I get 60 cents. I go buy myself a soda. But if both underdogs win, I'll end up with $5. So that's what I'm doing. It's just for fun. It's not even a meaningful amount of money or even a meaningful bet. But I just thought, well, I had some success with it before. I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to do it for the championship game on Monday.
There we go.
Betting the underdogs.
All
this is not the way you're supposed to do it, though. I'm pretty sure Josh Applebaum was just going to pat me on the head and send me on my way just for this, being weird about things. So, listen, speaking of betting, the Dodgers have already been made the betting favorites to win the 2022 World Series title ahead of the Blue Jays, ahead of the Astros.
Isn't that cute?
Yeah.
Who would have thought? With all the players that they were buying, who would have imagined?
So, but still, it's plus 500 on the odds. So if you put I put $1 on that, I mean, it's not the worst.
I'm not an expert. I'm not some sort of a baseball savant, but yeah.
Well, who do you like? Who do you like this season? What team is looking like, okay, that's going to be a scary team? Not that's going to be a well-paid team.
I mean, listen, the Dodgers are scary, but the St. Louis Cardinals just yesterday in a spring training game put up 28 runs in one game, scored 15 runs in one inning. And that was most of their starters still in, because remember, this is the last week of spring training. They break camp on Monday. Opening day is Thursday.
Well, spring training, though, it's still a spring training game.
I understand.
And whoever the St. Louis Cardinals were playing, tell me who they were playing against, and I can tell you if it matters.
I don't remember.
And were their starters are all started? Were they all started?
All their starters were still in the game. I really feel like you should watch St. Louis. I think you should watch Atlanta again. I think that you should watch the White Sox. And listen, nobody's talking about the San Francisco Giants. By the way, San Francisco Giants won the West last year and beat the Dodgers. So there's always the San Francisco Giants you can put money on too. I'm just saying.
Do not put any money on the Diamondbacks. They are third from last place on the odds. They are plus 25,000. Now, I don't know, like me, I could put $1 there and just see what happens, but nothing is going to happen. The very bottom of the barrel is Baltimore Orioles and Pittsburgh Pirates, both at plus 30,000. Your Washington Nationals are only a couple of spots higher in the betting odds for the series at plus 12,500.
That sounds about correct. I mean, this team they just started over from scratch. So it's a bunch of new prospects, young guys coming up, and Juan Soto. So he'll be fun to watch. And then it's going to be fun to see who the new guys are, but I don't have any hope that this team's going to win a bunch of games.
All right. I'm already getting heckled for saying I could buy a soda for 60 cents. Yeah, I haven't bought a can of soda from a machine in a lot of years. I don't know how much it costs. It's not 50 cents anymore. How much do you think? Is it like a buck? No. Is it a buck now? You put a buck in, you get your soda?
Depends on where you're at.
The last I saw was like 75 cents.
Bottle of 51. A soda, 60 cents. Sure, Jeffrey. And gas is only a buck, a $5 a gallon as well. But nicely done.
Just okay. Are we really going to shame Jeffrey for the fact that he hasn't been near a vending machine in a while?
Can I tell you why? Because I stopped drinking cans of soda back in 2011. And of course, if I find myself near a place that has Mountain Dew on the fountain, I'll probably treat myself. Randy has seen me do that more than a few times.
I didn't say anything.
I'm not buying cans of it, so that's why. Big George says, my money's on the Diamondbacks and the Pirates to meet in the National League Championship. I'm not going to read the rest of your text, George. I'm just stopping you right there.
This is April Fool's Day.
And that is a colossal waste of money.
Faded Hero Icon says, is anyone else's station cutting out in the west side of town? Everybody's. Mallet 51 says, to be fair.
To be fair.
To be fair.
That's all he said. She said, to be fair.
No.
King Kenton says, I remember when it was a quarter for a Coke from a vending machine. I felt like I had to say that voice because he's even older than me. Senior Waken Blake says, hey, can you guys tell me what the hell is a cigar bet? Go Nova.
What's a cigar bet?
I bet you don't want to smoke that cigar after she put it in there, Mr. Clinton.
Ooh.
What? Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, when's the last time you went to Circle K? You can't buy a soda for 60 cents anymore. It's at least 99 cents. I bet it's on sale at 99 cents too, if you're lucky. Okay. I'll just get off my back. I remember I had to walk down the hall at the radio station Randy and I worked at, and we'd put 50 cents in and I'd get the Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
That's what I used to do.
Yeah.
Fighting Wampa says, whoever comes out of the West this year will be your NBA champion. I agree with Keon. The East is like a Dolly Parton music video. Not very good and really top heavy. 888-368-1580. Just Tip says, good afternoon, gentlemen. The Suns' road record is better than any Western Conference team's home record. It depends on what happens with tonight's game. Badass as the starters are, the Suns don't lose anything when the bench goes in. I'm not jinxing anything when I say this is one of the best Suns teams ever, if not the best. We'll find out in the next several weeks.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And the Suns are really deep too. I mean, it doesn't. You're exactly right. It doesn't hurt if they put the bench in because it seems like it's the next man up. They've got guys on the bench that can play at this high level. So the Suns look really good. But I got to tell you that the other night against Golden State, without Steph Curry in the game, does it need to be that close?
Well, it also shows that they've got some players who have stepped up, though.
That's true. Exactly. I think that the depth that we're talking about with the Suns, the Warriors have a similar kind of depth. That's what makes them a really tough opponent. And, in the absence of Steph Curry, they've been kind of grooming Jordan Poole to be that next guy. Jordan Poole is an awesome player and clearly has the confidence to take similar shots to the one that Steph does. And it doesn't hurt having Clay out there to shoot the ball also.
Oh, he's a brick-o-matic in that last game, though.
Yeah, I mean, it was awful, but he's been
I
pretty
told
good.
you guys that. He goes from being a dead-eye shooter to brick, especially when it matters. That's what the Carson Palmer effect, where it's like, well, his numbers are so good, but then when it matters, brick.
True, but just to have him over the aggregate, because he's been shooting around 45% since he's been back, that's huge, I think.
Except for the other night. 888-368-1580. First and 15 says, shut the hell up, Phil. That was a long time ago. Let's see. Just the Tip says, the greatest prank ever played in Arizona media was back in the late 70s when the New Times had advertised a Bruce Springsteen concert at Canyon Lake. Sure was easier to goof like that before social media. That's just mean. Driving out to Canyon Lake and you get there, there's no concert. That's just
I think I remember that. Yeah, you're right.
Your newspaper should not prank you.
Oh no, the New Times isn't a real newspaper.
Oh, okay.
It's fun and they do some real reporting sometimes, but it's just it used to be what a lot of bums would use as blankets, and stoners would sit there and say, dude, I told you so, it's in the paper, and it's
okay.
Misconnections. Yeah. It was kind of like, Craigslist, but on paper form, if it gives you an idea.
Sort of, yeah.
Blissful A says, is this a new show on The Fanatic? Shut up. Mr. Prinkle says, happy April Fool's Day, boys. Wilbur says, I just tuned into the show and all I heard was below this and below that. Am I on the right show? You know you are. Ukla says, did Bob Huggins ever have a player who actually graduated, though?
Yes.
He says with no confidence.
I don't have the confidence to tell you which player, but ever. The man's been coaching for 37 years.
Big George says, Jeffrey, now the U.S. is qualified for the World Cup. No, they haven't. They have not officially qualified.
They have.
I believe they have.
Did they?
Officially qualified.
They're in Group B.
Oh.
They're in the B pool with England and a couple of other countries.
Yeah, no thanks. I still don't care. A-Wings22 says, my elementary school has 60 cents in the teacher's lounge. So there you go. There you see what I'm saying? 50-cent pop. We'll be back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
AZ Preps 365 is your headquarters for all things high school sports in Arizona.
Brett Quintine, James Mello, and Jose Garcia
Keep you up to speed with all the action, highlights, interviews, and insider information for the prep sports scene.
You need to tune in
to AZ Preps 365 every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3.
The Fanatic.
And always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Medical data brought to you from Summit Male Medical Center. Over half of the guys over the age of 45 have some type of erectile dysfunction. If you fall into this category, you are obviously not alone. Don't worry about it. Do something about it. Call Summit Male Medical at 480-398-1000. Let our Arizona licensed doctors and all male medical staff using FDA-approved medication help you enjoy your life again. We guarantee it. Low testosterone? Common signs are muscle loss, irritability, weight gain, decreased libido. Our testosterone therapy will turn you around. Discreet, professional, and we are successful. Don't let getting older get you down. Call today, 480-398-1000. That's 480-398-1000. Or go to summitmalemedical.com. What are you waiting for? Call today. 480-398-1000.
Can you tell which pills contain the deadly dose of fentanyl? Neither can your child. Counterfeit pills laced with fentanyl are killing Arizona's youth at an alarming rate. They're cheap, easy to get, and just one pill can kill. Get the facts on fentanyl at talknowaz.com. Talk with your children. Monitor their texts and social media. Visit talknowaz.com. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
This is Dale Hellestrade from my friends at Constructors Bonding. If you need bonds, you can put your trust in Arizona's industry leader for the best service, rates, terms, and capacity anywhere. Constructors Bonding is the #1 writer with 14 sureties and will improve your bond program. Call Dave McKee today to learn how Constructors Bonding will perform for you. 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929 or visit cbialliance.com.
When someone hears the words, "you have cancer," it's one of the darkest moments in their life. Light the Night brings light to the darkness of cancer by uniting survivors, patients, and supporters in the cause to end cancer. We form a community of hope, raising funds in support of the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. The discoveries made by LLS-supported research have led to breakthrough treatments for many cancers and other serious diseases. When we walk, cancer runs. Join the movement to end cancer today. Visit us at lighttthenight.org.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
This is KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K256 Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240 U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time.
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And I'm not going to call it breaking news. It's not even sports news, but I just got a thing that says that Will Smith resigns from Academy. I don't understand that. You have to work for the Academy to win an award? How? I don't understand how you resign from the Academy. I thought you just go, you do your acting stuff.
I didn't even know he was in the Air Force Academy. That's too bad.
Right. And I guess Cadet Will Smith no longer in the Academy. And I think he did that. So here's the thing. If let's say that we were at this big award show, okay? And we're all sitting there, and somebody walks up on stage and makes a crack about my wife, and I go up there and slap the crap out of them. And then when I sit back down, and they're like, oh, well, we're going to need you to give back that award. Good luck catching me. You can take my name off your ledger, but I'm keeping the award. You know what I'm saying? You can't make me give that back. You gave it to me. I'm keeping it.
Especially if you're kicking me out, then what connection do we really have?
I think that was his preemptive strike, where like, well, I resigned from the academy, and sorry everybody, but I'm out. And they're like, hey, could you leave that Oscar? No, I'm out. I'm gone. Wait, can we get that back? Click. So yeah. This is kind of a meaningless gesture by a spiraling, well-entitled, actor. So listen, I'm pro Chris Rock on this one, even though it was a dumb, stupid joke. It wasn't even funny. And that's the worst part. I wish the joke that got him slapped had been funny. That would have been something completely different.
I think he wishes that too. Just from the way it sounds.
Yeah, he was scraping. He's like, I don't know what to say. And okay, whatever. So so he has resigned from the academy. And but if I were him, it would never mail back. I would like hide the Oscar, because that's going to sit on my shelf. It's like I got that fair and square. They decided I won that before I slapped a guy, and so I'm keeping it. Even if they say they're taking it back, but they can take it back. Like, so why did Barry Sanders give the Heisman back? You just keep the Heisman.
So my question is,
wait, have I got the wrong guy?
I think Reggie Bush.
Reggie Bush.
Yeah.
Why did he actually physically handed it back to them, right?
Yes.
Just because Reggie's a good dude, and those are the rules, so he followed them. But I would not have done
I wouldn't give it back. You're a good dude. You wouldn't give it back.
No. But Reggie just followed the rules. He just said, you know what? I'm not going to fight it. Me, I'm not going to fight it. I'm just going to lose it.
Randy would give it back. He's a good dude, but he would say, well, it would meet me right here. And then he would drop it off a 4-story parking garage right in front of you. Yeah. And they're like, well, there you go. There's your award.
There's every piece of the damn award. There you go. Well, that was my question. Jeffrey and I have been doing this a long time. We've been doing this radio for a long time. Most of it here in the Valley of the Sun and Fun.
Some would say too long.
Are you saying that we have to join some sort of organization for us to be inducted into the Radio and Television Hall of Fame, Jeffrey? Is that what you're saying?
Oh,
Do we have to pay some sort of fees and dues to get into the RTHOF?
I have no idea. I have no wish to be in that, part of that, near that, around that. I'm not the guy. I'm not doing this for an award. Clearly, we do it because we love it. We don't do it because we need an award. And it's like those actors who you see them put their hands in the cement and they get the star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
They pay to do that. They pay big money to do that.
I'm not paying for that. I'm not paying to play in the Super Bowl. I'm not paying to be on the radio. I will not pay for any of those things. I'm just here to do it because A, it's my job. B, because I enjoy it. I don't need awards or accolades.
I'm not looking for accolades.
I also don't need to stuff a ballot box to try to get an award with some Phoenix magazine. As has been done in the past.
Was just asking.
Okay. Why do you want to join?
Well, I know. I did not know that you had to join. I thought this was based purely on merit. I like Bruce Arians. I don't give a bleep about the Hall of Fame.
I thought when I started out my career, do good work, and based on your merits, good things will come. Turns out that's not true.
Yeah.
You also have to do something called networking, which is talking to people and schmoozing. Have you heard the show?
Yeah.
Do I come across as a guy who's going to schmooze anybody? I mean, I like hanging out with you guys, and I like hanging out with the listeners when they show up and stuff, but I'm not a big like, hey, everybody, it's good to see you. All right, I'm a man of the people.
I think you would schmooze for exactly 5 minutes before it would just all fall apart, and it would just be like, nope.
Welcome to the roast.
You get a joke, and you get a joke, and I hope you all enjoy it, but you probably won't.
Yeah, enjoy the ride home. Remember how to spell my name.
Were you at my birthday party, Keon? Did you see that smoozing?
all of that
That's
schmoozing
on
that was
you.
going on.
That's on you. I walk in the door at his birthday party. The first thing Randy says is, well, here comes, what was it? The entertainment or whatever. And I'm like, well, okay, I guess that's happening.
I did not say anything like that.
Here comes the life of the party.
I
And I was like,
not
well,
s-
my
may have
wife
said
will
that.
back me up on that. And
I may have said that, but I did not. Here comes the entertainment.
I
I did
don't
not
know-
say anything like that.
I don't know what came over me though when I went to that old lady and I was just like, listen, I am not single, but if I become single, you and me. And I think she was like 90.
And I think that was my mother-in-law.
I think she was into it. No. Your mother-in-law was at a different table. That wasn't her. She's not. She ain't 90.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a little old lady in the chair. Remember her? Yeah,
Mhm.
that
Yes.
was on. I was
Yes,
hitting
I
on
know her well. Yeah.
Hitting on her right in front of my wife. So you brought that on yourself when you said, "Here comes the
I
life of
did
the party."
nothing of the
I
sort.
thought that
Nothing
was a
of the sort.
request. I thought it was a request.
No.
My
I did
my
nothing of the
wife
sort.
backs me up on this. But back to the point. if
Now I
anyone
know
does-
how to introduce Jeffrey at parties.
Yeah, don't.
Just don't. Yeah,
don't. Because normally I'll walk in, I'll be kind of quiet. I'll just kind of like, oh, let's go. But he says the life of the party, and I'm like, click. I was roasting people I'd never met before. It was met with
Yeah.
mixed results.
That's
But you know
true.
what, though? Can I say this, Randy?
What?
I found out who your cool friends were pretty quick. You know, the lady and her husband. You know what I'm talking about from where you used to work. Oh, those guys were cool.
They were very cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I probably alienated a lot of people. That way.
Especially the guy that was getting signatures to run for the school board.
Is that why you wanted my autograph? Oh my God. Okay, so here's the thing. Somebody comes up and says, hey, can I get your autograph? I'm like, no, because I thought he was being a douche because we had just talked about he was asking questions about us doing a radio show, and I thought he was just being a wise ass.
Yeah.
Because what even back to when Randy and I were doing mornings, he'd come up and say, hey, can I get your autograph? I'm like, I guess, but it's going to devalue the paper. And also I'm going to feel bad when I see this laying in the parking lot later. You know, I'm not anybody. You don't need my signature. And so this guy comes up, is like, can I get your signature? And I'm like, oh, he's just mocking me. You know what I mean? He's condescending to me. Now I find out he just wanted me to sign a petition. I tore him up. No. Why didn't you say something? It's a petition.
Because it happened so fast. It was lightning quick.
You should
It
have
was
seen
like
his
bang,
face.
bang. Plus, I may have had 6 or 7 whiskeys in me by that time.
Well, hadn't we all? I thought he was douching me out. It turns out.
No,
Hurt the poor guy's
running
feelings.
for
I thought I
office.
would have done great for school board.
He's a good dude, man.
Best I don't network.
That's going back to our original.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're asking about awards, Randy? Yeah, I've alienated
No, I was
everybody. We're
Well,
not going to win anything.
When I was in TV and I was doing TV stuff, it really kind of, I thought you had to do good work to get an Emmy or, no, apparently you've got to turn in a thing and you got to
Form.
pay, you got to pay some money
Some
and
dues.
yeah. Mm-hmm. No, thank you. No, thank you.
My reward is money. 888-368-1580. I just feel like that's the best reward.
My reward is my paycheck.
And I'm looking to get more rewarded. I'm just saying. I mean, come on, aren't we all? Just a Tip says, as long as we're talking about getting our asses kicked when the tab comes around, I lost this bet. Brooks Robinson, Ozzie Smith, Pudge, Mays, Clemente all follow this dude in a number of Golden Gloves. Who is he? Oh, I hate when you guys give us trivia questions. And then you should just put the answer right there because I don't care. Thunder Snow says Will Smith bitch slapped somebody and they asked for the Oscar back. OJ kills 2 people and no one asked for the Heisman back. Oh, that's a good point. Why would they take who's a kid? You just said his name.
Reggie Bush.
Why would they take Reggie Bush's? Because you know what? Reggie Bush isn't going to knife you to death. Reggie Bush isn't going to decapitate you. That's why.
That helps. I guess with Reggie, they deemed it cheating as cheating essentially. So that's the reason why.
Even though cheating is wrong, murder
not so bad apparently. Though with
I think
Reggie,
they asked him for it back, and he says, "Well, let me get my gloves."
Reggie wasn't the guy that cheated, though.
They help you with that. I have special gloves I hold this with.
He shouldn't have taken the illegal benefits and all of that stuff. But who benefited from him being good at football was the university. He was still a great player. Like, he still put up all the numbers that he put up. I never agreed with them taking that award back.
Commando Duke says OJ got away with blank, but did time for reclaiming his awards. Will got away with assault so far, but could get in trouble if he doesn't give that award back. Can he? Can he really? No, I'm sorry. I'm not on team Will Smith. I think he's a douchebag. I think he's just been exposed as another big phony. He was supposed to be this nice guy. Now you see something's off. Something's wrong. And coming from a stand-up comedian point of view, he can burn in hell. But as far as he having to give the award back, if it was me, again, it'd be like, well, why don't you come by the house? why don't you come drive by the house and we'll see what happens. Fish Tank says, Keon, do the Braves win the East?
Yeah, they keep winning it. I don't like the National League East.
I mean, yes, I think they're going to be strong. Keon, go ahead, give your answer.
Because here's my issue. The Phillies are the Phillies. They trip over their own feet at some point early in the season and they're done. The Mets do it later in the season, but that's like the Mets have a great team on paper, but they've had a great team on paper for like the last 4 years. They don't ever win the East. The Nationals aren't very good right now. The Marlins are the Marlins. I just don't see how the Braves don't win it again. What do you think?
I think the Marlins, they drowned since Jeter left the organization, and the organization, clearly the ownership group does not want to win. So that's why Jeter left the organization. I think Washington has a bit of a better season. I think it's a race, a 3-team race between the Braves, Phillies, and Mets. And I don't know with the Mets pitching, and this is the second season for Cohen to own the team. I feel good about the Mets this year, and I feel good about the Phillies. They've made some off-season moves, so
all right,
it'll be interesting to see.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to call our shots. You guys have absolutely no responsibility here. We're all going to call our shots. We're going to say who we think will win the World Series in this way too.
The World Series?
Yeah,
oh, dear God.
Yeah, that's what these odds are, man.
We did that with the Super Bowl. We made our way too early picks on that,
and
so
nobody was right. So all right,
well, Randy had the Rams in there. So
did he? All right, well, so he was the most right. All right, so who wins the World Series? Keon, who is your pick to win the World Series?
To win the World Series,
you're going to put my money where your mouth is.
I'm going to go Blue Jays right now.
That sounded kind of dirty. Blue Jays. Okay, so I'm
damn good pick, Keon. Damn good pick.
I mean, that's a murderer's row of a lineup that they've got.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, they can stay healthy.
Randy, who do you got?
To win the World Series, I'm going to go National League again. And I'm going to say from the National League, I'm going to say, boy, I got to go right now. The obvious choice has got to be the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Oh, man.
Why, were you going to pick them?
No, I just sickened that anybody did. That just kind of hurts me. You just chased the chalk so damn hard on that one. I'm going with the Chicago White Sox.
Nice. Good pick.
Yeah, that's also a good
we'll
pick.
See. Yeah,
So,
good pick.
Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go put $1 on each one of these teams to win the World Series. And then I guess we'll talk about this in September. Those are my picks right there. I'm picking your guys' too and my pick too. And if I win and I've chosen your team, thanks. 888-368-1580. That's it. I'm not going to give
There'll
you
be a
money.
slice of pizza in it for you.
Well, I already owe you guys lunch. So Big George says Baltimore Orioles will win the World Series over the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Come on.
Let's be realistic.
You go ahead and make that bet, Big George. Mr. Pringle says, I don't feel too good about the Mets, Randy. DeGrom is on the shelf for an extended period of time.
He's got a stiff shoulder. The MRI didn't show any structural damage. I think he'll be fine. They still remember what they've done. They picked up old blue green eye. They're bringing him in.
Max Scherzer.
Mad
Max.
Yeah, they lost. The Hercules. What's his name? He went to the Angels. But I still think that Mets team That's an amazing team. They have a great lineup. They've got some ball players on that team, and they've got a pretty damn good pitching staff. So we'll have to wait and see.
Right?
Yeah.
Moist one says Seattle Mariners going to shock the world. Go put some money on that, my friend, because you're wrong. But if you're right, plus 3,000, put a couple of shekels on that thing. See what happens. Nikki says, I'm taking the Texas Rangers to win the World Series. That's why
the Rangers are going to be much improved. I will say that.
But World Series NASCAR, Nick?
No.
Yeah. Big George says, April Fools. I don't really believe that about the Orioles and the Pirates.
George, I thought we were very clear at the beginning of the last segment.
Well, let's say
no April Fool's zone.
That did occur to me as well. He's like, did you say DeGrominator has a stiffy? Yeah, I felt like there was a joke there. And
he does have a stiffy. Right arm.
Does that help your batting or just
maybe?
Yeah. Pro Dog says, best April Fool's prank ever, 74. A guy hauled tires up Mount Edgecombe, a dormant volcano in Alaska. He lit the tires on fire to freak out the rest. That's funny. That is a good one. You look up there and you're like, oh no. Oh my God. That's good. You got to remember, I was 8 years old on the back of a boat on the Columbia River eating a pancake. I look up, I'm like, oh yeah, look at that. St. Helens has a couple little puffs of white smoke. Look down, took a bite, looked back up. Mom. So yeah, smoke from volcano will get your attention, Pro Dog. I like that.
Wow.
Moist one, put that money down. Watermelon says Will Smith is crazy. He was okay with somebody sleeping with his wife, but he drew the line if you make fun of her. I just don't get it. Yeah, I don't get people who are like pro Will Smith. Now, part of me says, yeah, I understand sticking up for your wife, but beyond that, 0% of what he did was right. We got a bunch more texts here on the text line that we want to clear through. We'll do that here. If I'm behind, I apologize. Coming up next, we have Josh Applebaum from the Visa Network. Haven't talked to him in a while, so thought we'd catch up and get a little more sports betting 101. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
The Renaissance Festival is back! Huzzah! Weekends now through April 3rd.
It's awesome. I love it. It's great for the family. All our kids love it. That's why we come here every year.
Good times can be had by all.
It's the best time we have every year. It's a great time for everyone. Join us at the Renaissance Festival! Huzzah!
Come and have a turkey leg. The Renaissance Festival is back! Huzzah! Weekends now through April 3rd. Discount tickets available at Bashes and Food City or Arizona.renfestinfo.com. Presented by Delta Airlines, Bashes, Food City, Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness.
You come out here and you really have a good time. My kids love it. There's lots of shops to go to. Hair braiding, face painting. Oh, and I really like the meat sticks, the turkey. Whoa, huzzah! There's so much going on. Make sure you come out early and stay all day.
Don't miss the final weekend of foolish pleasures and artisan treasures at the Renaissance Festival. It's your last chance to experience life in the past lane. Don't miss the last weekend of the Renaissance. Huzzah!
If you're an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits and the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
AZ Preps 365 is your headquarters for all things high school sports in Arizona. Brett Quintine, James Mello, and Jose Garcia keep you up to speed with all the action, highlights, interviews, and insider information for the prep sports scene. You need to tune in to AZ Preps 365 every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canyer with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Arizona Rattlers football.
Exclusively on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
And at 1580thefanatic.com.
Oh, yeah, I like that. Tune in to hear every home game live.
Let's go, boys.
Don't miss a second of all the high-paced action as the Rattlers chase another world championship.
Hey, if we're going to win, it's going to be on us.
Rattlers football on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Or streaming live at 1580thefanatic.com.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, your home for March Madness. That's right, on Saturday. Broadcast starts at 1:30 p.m. First up, Villanova versus Kansas. And after that, North Carolina versus Duke. And boy, I think North Carolina could catch a lot of heat if they beat Duke. Because everybody's, I want Coach K to win. I think it's going to be great. It's going to be great. And then all of a sudden, North Carolina is the most hated team on the planet if it happens. Now, I don't know if it's going to happen, but I do know that I've bet the underdogs once again. And joining us, I'm going to find out if this was a dumb idea or if he liked it. It's Josh Applebaum from the Visa Network. That's right. He's the host of Betting Across America, heard here on 1580 The Fanatic, Saturdays at 11 a.m. He also hosts the Market Insights podcast. And of course, he's the author of the Everything Guide to Sports Betting. You can find that on the Amazon. We all did. And we seriously think you should too. So, hey, Josh, how you been, man? It's been a minute, hasn't it?
It has been a minute. It's great to be with you guys. I missed you. By the way, I was actually out in Vegas for March Madness. Beeson sent me out to Vegas. I was at the South Point, Mandalay Bay, doing shows at Circa, the Superbook, and I had a great time. But I tell you what, I got the Vegas flu. I've been back in Boston for a week, and I've been sick all week. Negative for COVID, but I got the Vegas flu.
So what? How? I know you're married, so I'm not going to ask you any more questions. Just gonna let it go.
I would just say sweating a lot of games, drinking a few beverages, and having a good time. It catches up with you when you're 35.
Josh, Randy White here. I thought what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. How the hell did you bring that home?
Yeah, that was a mistake.
That's just between us, though, guys.
So, Josh, I want to brag a little bit. I don't know if the last time we talked, if we had discussed this, but I decided to bet the underdogs on the Sweet 16, and I bet 5 underdogs, $1 each on the money line, just to see what would happen. I had North Carolina, I had St. Peter's, Houston, Providence, and Arkansas. Only Providence lost, and I turned $5 into $16.
That is fantastic, my man. You are sharp as a tack, and you are totally right. One thing that we found, through the early parts of the tournament, dogs did very well, about 56% against the spread. And really what's made a ton of money, unders. When you're betting these games, they're so, heavily bet, and everyone wants to get in on the madness. And, what does the betting public want to bet? The over. Root for points, take the over. But unders, guys, the last 12 March Madness games, Sweet 16 and Elite 8, the under is 11-1. So I'm sure there's going to be some regression here, but just goes to show, the under may not be popular, but it's been cashing pretty good for contrarian bettors in the madness.
Well, you probably would have shook your head and patted me on mine and sent me on my way before we knew the outcomes, because betting all those underdogs probably seemed like it was going to be a losing proposition. I just did it for fun. And Keon really liked I think it's Arkansas to beat Gonzaga, and I was like, all right, let's do this. And I got lucky, which is one of the big parts of sports betting. But I only did it with a couple of bucks, so either way, I was covered. So I'm doing it again, Josh. I am doing it again. I got Villanova $1 to pay $2.65, and I got North Carolina $1 to pay $2.60. I went ahead and bet both underdogs. How do you like my chances on that?
So I like that you're bold and going money line. That definitely shows some confidence in your pick, and also you're getting plus money. So you're going to turn 100 into a higher price basically. But I agree with you on Villanova. I took the points with Villanova. This is actually the most lopsided Final Four game of tomorrow, and these games are going to break records for ticket counts with all the different states legalizing. Everyone's loading up on Kansas. At BetMGM, about 70% of bets are on Kansas. Kansas opened at -3.5. The injury to the Villanova player Moore, the line went up to -4.5. But really important today, guys, a lot of the Villanova +4.5 got hit. The line's now back down to 4. So Villanova has some sharp buyback +4.5. They're a very fundamental team. They don't turn it over. Number 1 in free throws. I think there's an overvaluing of the injury. I hope they win, but I took Villanova +4.5.
All right. So we got a bunch of people with a bunch of questions. You got a minute here? Let's take care of some people. Big George says, serious question for Josh Applebaum. Phoenix Suns take on the Grizzlies tonight at 5 p.m. Phoenix is a 7.5 point favorite. Would you take Phoenix to cover the spread, or after Wednesday's performance where the Suns just beat Golden State by 4 points, would you take Memphis to keep it within 7?
So I would actually maybe lay the points here with the Phoenix Suns. They had a really big line move in their favor. Some of these lines open like -3 Suns. They're now up to around -7.5. So I would shop around. I believe there's some Grizzlies guys resting or not playing. I know John Morant's still out. So I would actually lay the points there with the Suns, and I would lean a little bit to the over.
All right. Just the tip says, Josh, I did my $1,000 pocket. I'm limiting myself to 3% total on any single bet. I try to bet contrarian, pay attention to the house movement. I'm like Jeffrey, I bet $1, but dang if those dollars don't end up being 5s.
Love that.
Let's see. Hefty Lefty says, Josh, over under 19.5 for Paige buckets tonight.
Paige buckets. Is that the female Final Four?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, she's UConn, I think.
The girl's name is Paige
I don't
Buckets.
know how many books actually hang that prop bet, to be honest with you. Yeah, you'd have to check with your book if they offer that. But hey, I would take the over just for fun. It's Friday night. Have a little fun.
Senior Wake and Bake says, Josh, can you tell me what a cigar bet is?
So a cigar bet is like when you, at the end of a play, you cash an epic sweat, and kind of like Jerry Seinfeld, like when he puts his feet up on the table and he lights the cigar next to George, it's like, I'm the man. I cashed a huge bet. Sit back, enjoy a cigar.
Yeah, he was heckling us earlier because we didn't know what that meant. I don't know why you got to give us a hard time, Senior Wake and Bake. Big George says, thank you for that, Josh. 888-368-1580. So we were talking earlier about some NBA Hall of Fame stuff, but I know you've got your mind on the NBA Most Valuable Player contest. As you were looking ahead here, things are starting to heat up. Giannis is starting to play better, and a lot of people are saying, "My God, he is probably the best basketball player of all of our time." But where are you looking at for the MVP, and how you going to bet that?
So I'm going to bet Jokic, the Joker. And what we've seen, guys, is if you bet on sports, like you track all the lines, but you also have to be glued to Twitter and like read articles and see what's going on. And there was a really important article by Tim Bontemps of ESPN. He conducted a straw poll of 100 very influential media members who cover the NBA, know people, are dialed in. The straw poll showed that Jokic got 62 first-place votes, and Embiid only got 29. Giannis only got 9. So that really moved the number. Like earlier this week, Embiid in pretty much all of the season was about a -200 favorite. Now it's completely flipped. Jokic is now favored at BetMGM -185. So I will go with Jokic. He's doing more with less. Embiid can lean on, Harden and Maxey and these other guys. Giannis is amazing, but he's got his big three. It's going to be Jokic. He's got incredible numbers. He has the biggest impact on the game, and he has taken that Nuggets team with really no one else to help him. Murray and Michael Porter Jr. still out. It's Jokic. I would bet Jokic -185.
Josh, I really like these futures bets, the MVP stuff like that. Do you have your eye on Rookie of the Year stuff at all? Because I know Cade Cunningham's been amazing. Jalen Green's been every bit the athlete people thought he would be. But do you have an idea where maybe to put your money if you want to bet Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, so this one is kind of interesting because Evan Mobley was a huge favorite pretty much all throughout the year. But now what you're seeing is a lot of these books, Mobley falling because he got hurt. So Scotty Barnes has really risen. He's plus 280. Cunningham's plus 700. I would look to Scotty Barnes maybe as a flyer.
888-368-1580. Earlier, Josh, we were talking about the World Series favorites and the odds, and how, of course, with all the money they've thrown at it, sure, the Dodgers are going to be plus 500 and at the top of the list. Who do you like in the 2022 World Series title? If you're like, okay, I got to put some money down, who are you looking at?
So I bet the Dodgers to actually win their division at minus 200. What I look for in the betting market is percentage of bets in dollars. If there's a bigger percentage of money than bets, really low bets, higher dollars, think of that in your head, tells me there's big money coming in on a team. So the Dodgers open minus 150 to win their division. They're up to minus 200. They're getting only 25% of bets, but almost half the money. That tells me big money on the Dodgers. Love Freddie Freeman. And also today they made a trade, Pollock, and bring back Craig Kimbrell as a saves guy or a bullpen guy. So I would bet the Dodgers to win their division. In terms of a futures price, I'd throw money on the Dodgers to repeat.
Damn it. Yeah, we hate the Dodgers. So the Diamondbacks are third from the bottom at plus 25,000.
Oh, boy.
Why do you have to bring them up?
Now, listen. Now, here's what I want to know. You look at those odds, and you think, oh, I'll put some money on that. Well, let's see what can happen. Well, nothing's going to happen. You're not going to make it. So how far down on the Vegas list here can you go and make a reasonable bet? Because betting on the Orioles to win, that's just throwing your money away, on a lark. How far down can you go and still be like, all right, well, there's maybe a chance?
So I think I would base your bets on futures in terms of win totals. So the win totals for every team are out right now, and you can bet, over under. So Diamondbacks are 65.5 wins. Now some juices to the over minus 115. So you're not betting on the Diamondbacks to win their division or go to the World Series, but can they win 66 games this year?
Probably not.
If you do your research, and again, maybe probably not, but that's the kind of bet you could look toward. If you guys are looking for one bet, I would bet the Tampa Bay Rays over 89.5 wins. They've been winning over 90 games for 4 straight years. Incredibly fundamental, deep team. That's going to help because spring training was pushed back. I would hit the Rays over 89.5 wins.
All right. That is helpful. But once again, though, my question was, how far down the list can I go before it's a dumb bet? 10 teams down? I mean, I'm sure you're seeing the same the odds sheet that we're seeing. Can I go below, say, the Red Sox, or where is that line, Josh, of stupid bet versus?
Well, I think it depends on how you feel and if you have an edge. Like, there are people who do flyers all the time, and we have seen crazy upsets before. But typically, chalk in terms of who's going to actually win it in the end. I'd look for teams that are plus 1,000 or less. So Dodgers plus 300, Jays plus 600, Yankees plus 700, Astros plus 850, Braves, White Sox, Mets plus 1,000, even Brewers, Padres, if Tatis is healthy, Rays plus 1,600. I guess Giants and then Red Sox, maybe plus 2,000. I think that first kind of third of the teams I would look toward.
All right. So the plus 2,000 line is, the line of credibility and insanity then.
I would say vaguely, yes, but people could make a case for longer shots. But yeah, if you just want to look at a future and feel like you have a good chance, plus 2,000 or less is a good number.
Halfy Lefty wants to know if you dabble in the World Cup and if you have any thoughts on the early lines after that draw today.
So I will be totally honest. I do not bet soccer at all. I don't bet. I bet the World Cup once every 4 years. And, when I used to work at Sports Insights, my old company, we would sweat it and, we'd take the over 1.5 goals. So I would look toward the betting markets if you're going to bet it. There's a lot of percentages out there. You want a team or, the draw or whatever, over, under. Look at the percentage of bets in dollars and maybe try to approach it analytically.
Big George says the Dodgers are not repeating as World Series champions, Josh. They didn't even win it last year. The Braves beat them. Go everybody else besides the Dodgers.
That is so true. Yes, the Braves did win it. Yeah, you can erase that, Dave.
Working on it. Scrubbing it out right as we speak.
It's the Vegas flu. It's okay. It's all right, Josh.
It really is.
Bruno Baller says in 1979, the Pirates and the Orioles played in the World Series. The We Are Family Pirates beat the Orioles.
Yep, they did.
Oh, that is interesting that they are both bottom of the barrel at plus 30,000 right now.
Mm-hmm.
So about your Boston Red Sox there, Josh, sell me on it.
Yeah, I'm a huge Sox fan. I tell you what, but I think I'm glad they finally spent some money. Like they had refused to go over the luxury tax, and they were not really making any moves. They added Trevor Story. I think the Red Sox are a team that you're going to target a lot of overs on. Especially with the season getting pushed back, guys. A lot of early, like April games, the weather's really bad, cold, raw, the ball doesn't travel. You bet a lot of unders. The fact that starting later, teams like the Red Sox and deep lineups, that benefits hitting early. So I would look to the Red Sox win total. It's over, I think, 86.5 maybe. And I would also look toward maybe winning the AL East.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Well, okay. Now, is that Josh Applebaum gambling expert, or is that Josh Applebaum fan talking on the AL East?
Well, I would tell you it's a mix of both. I'm an analytics guy, but I do bet every year. I think if you talk to bettors, there are things that you just do every year. I always take the Red Sox over win total. So the Bobby V years and the years where they were last place didn't cash, but they've been doing pretty well over the long run.
That's Josh Applebaum from Betting Across America, heard here Saturdays at 11 a.m. on 1580 The Fanatic. He's the host of the Market Insights podcast and the author of the Everything Guide to Sports Betting. You can find that on Amazon. It's a very useful tool as you start to navigate the new legalized sports gambling here in Arizona. Josh, thanks so much for being with us, and maybe we can catch you next week, and we'll see how I do on my betting the underdogs.
Absolutely. I hope both dogs are barking this weekend. Have a great weekend.
All right, buddy. We'll see you. All right, we must take break. When we come back, talk other things. I don't know why I'm talking like this. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
You can unlock more cash than you realize from your home's equity with a cash out refinance today. In the last year, average home values have gone up nearly 20%. And with Rocket Mortgage, you can unlock thousands in less than 3 weeks. But you've got to act right now before rates go up. So when you're looking to unlock the cash in your home, Rocket can. Call 8338-ROCKET today or go to rocketmortgage.com to get started.
Rates current as of 12/12/21. Call. Cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender license in all 50 states. MLSConsumerAccess.org. Number 3030. Call 800-490-1233 for disclosures and cost information.
Does your company need bonds? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than any competitor anywhere. Our relationships with every major surety get you the credit you need fast, and we never stop working to exceed your expectations. Call me personally at 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution to better bonds.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. It paid for me to be the first person in my family to go to school. That education got me to the first day at my dream job, which I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job and the home loan benefits I got from the Army National Guard helped me buy my first house. I also know that I will be one of the first to respond if my community ever needs me.
Sponsored by the Arizona Army National Guard, aired by the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
You retire only once, so you've got to stick the landing. There are many choices to make when you retire, but choosing the right advisor might be the most important one you ever make. The right advisor can help you avoid mistakes, avoid income shortfall later in life, and help you grow your money with smarter investments. To retire comfortably, you need to know that all your bills are paid, your investments are well chosen, and your income is secure for life. The IQ Wealth Smarter Bucketing System does all of this for you by separating your money into clear and distinct buckets, each with its own specific task and time deadline. You retire only once, but Steve Jurich at IQ Wealth Management helps people retire and stay retired every day.
Advisory services by IQ Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor. Custodian Fidelity. Get smart and decisive in 2021. Let's meet soon. Visit IQWealth.com, IQWealth.com, IQWealth.com.
What do a 450-year-old author and a bottle of 4 times distilled vodka have in common? Let's compare Shakespeare, shall we? Shakespeare, the man, the epitome of playwriting, the OG of live theater, the standard by which all others are compared. Shakespeare the vodka, an original Polish spirit crafted from a recipe 12 centuries old with an unwavering attention to smoothness and purity, the standard by which all others should be compared. Maybe they're not so different after all. Shakespeare vodka is the Shakespeare of vodkas.
Download the Fanatic app. News, scores, social media updates, and more on your smartphone, on your tablet. The free Fanatic app, available at the Google Play Store or the App Store and at 1580thefanatic.com.
Oh, damn it. I forgot to ask Josh Applebaum how he was going to bet the NCAA women's championship game. Oh, were you? No. 888-368-1580 is the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Baby Got Dak says, hey, guys, happy Friday. Have you seen that pillow fighting and tag are now combat sports played in a similar arena ring like UFC, and people are actually out there betting on this? No, I did
Pillow
not.
fighting and tag?
I have seen the pillow fight.
Tag sounds really stupid, but a pillow fight can get downright obnoxious and violent.
Well, now, was it the Watts brothers that had that game show, that international tag show or whatever it was?
Is that
was it
what
the Watts brothers?
There was a movie about playing tag, a comedy. But
I know that, but
never got to see that.
There was a game show. The movie Tag was pretty funny. I did see that.
No spoilers.
I'm not going to give you, but it was
just
pretty
dead.
funny.
Now I know I'm going to laugh.
But there was like a game show, like it was Tag, and I think it was JJ and TJ Watt that had the show.
Maybe you dreamed it. I don't know, or it was on some station I don't have.
But this was like full contact tag. I mean, these guys had to go from point A to point B, and it was almost like you remember back in the day they had the American Gladiators.
Right, sure.
You had the normal Joes that had to get across it.
All
It
right.
was sort of like that, only this was a game of tag.
No, I just looked it up. It's Ultimate Tag is what the show was called.
Ultimate Tag. There you go.
JJ,
Ultimate Tag.
TJ, and Derek Watt were the hosts of the show.
I knew I wasn't dreaming.
And how many seasons did that last?
Let's see here. I mean, I know the show
Probably
came
just
out
one.
in 2020. Yeah, just the one season.
Oh, they might get renewed. You never know. Fingers crossed, Randy. So no, I haven't heard of those things. Now you've seen the pillow fighting, Keon. You've seen this competition, and do people get bloodied? Does it get good and violent, or is it just pillow fighting?
I think the people that are doing it want it to get good and violent, but it's just the end result is it's just pillow fighting.
Look, man,
They
it's
try
not
really
good-
hard, but
it's not a good pillow fight unless somebody's got something bleeding.
Let me just tell you how pillow fights worked when I was a kid. You'd start with a fluffy pillow. You'd end with a giant feathery boulder at the end of the pillowcase that you could take your teeth out.
Oh, yeah.
And
that's the way it's done right there.
it's
I was
called
like-
the PFC. It is the Pillow Fight Championships.
Oh man, I was like Bruce Lee with nunchucks when it came to pillow fighting. Bam! Oh, I was good at pillow fighting. All right. So no, it's not just like you have the fantasy picture of the girls in their little pajamas at a pajama party. You're like, he's pillow fight, and you're like, no, this is this gets gnarly. I don't know. That's the way we did it, at least. I don't know how they're doing it for what Baby Got Dak is talking about.
There's a men's division and a women's division. We've got weight classes. I
Can I
just
tell you though, men pillow fighting, it's kind of weird.
I mean, it is. Any grown person pillow fighting.
No, women's fine. Just,
But yeah, no, it's there's multiple divisions and they're trying to make it real. I mean, it takes place in a big old, like a boxing ring. The ropes are there. There's an official, a referee walking around the ring.
Wow.
And they're trying to wail on each other. They're going for it, but it still just looks like pillow fighting.
You mean to tell me they have like rules in pillow
yeah.
fighting?
How's it scored?
Yeah.
Oh, don't ask me that.
You watched it?
No, I said
Well, I mean,
I know it exists. I
you
have
get
seen
like
it on the
30
internet.
seconds of it and turned it off.
That is correct.
It's like wrestling sport. 2 points for a takedown. So if you take someone down with a pillow with a good shot to the head or something, 2-point takedown. Yeah. Maybe if you stagger them, it's a clean shot. It's 1 point.
I'm loving the idea. I'm going to hate it if it's just like how they score boxing, and there's no chance that anybody's going to get knocked out in a pillow fight, you know. And then they got to check your pillow to make sure you haven't put like marbles in there or a brick, you know.
That's too bad.
But there's no way you're going to get a knockout. So I'm sorry, it's not a sport,
much less a combat sport. It's a pillow. Yeah. It's a pillow.
And tag, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Tag. It's ultimate tag. It's like tackling people.
Yeah.
It's not tag. You're it. It's not like that.
It could be fun, but
they call it tackle. It's not tag.
Well,
it's tackle.
It's the tag. I mean, they're like diving all over the place. They've got to go through like an obstacle course. And these guys that are it. These guys are like gladiators, and they put the tag on you. They leave a mark.
I can respect that. I mean, we all played these violent versions of silly games when we were kids. I remember going to my childhood friend Jeff Vinicello. We would go to his house, and he had an acre, and far enough away from the house where his mom wouldn't be wise to it. Set up bales of hay and stuff, and we had our own American Gladiators gauntlet. And but instead of tennis ball shooting stuff, we would have to throw the tennis balls, and then we graduated to BB guns. That's a whole nother story. Anyway, and we got good and horribly violent. We did trampoline boxing, which means you jump up and down on the trampoline. You can't hit the other guy unless you are in midair, which made it harder to get good leverage. It was a harder fight. Then Bobby Basha had to fall off the thing and it ripped a big old gash in his leg, and we got shut down. But Basha, telling you, it was. But that's the kind of. If there had been iPads, we would never had that much fun. You know what I'm saying? We would never have that much fun. So you got to have credit to JJ Watt and his brother. They're younger. They're not real young, but they're younger. So credit to his parents for not just letting them sit there on the Xbox and chitter chattering with other 12-year-olds and cussing and everything. You could tell they went outside and played. So credit to them.
They're sitting on the phone cussing.
No, this is my thing where they've got the Xbox headset on.
Oh, I see. Okay.
They're saying bad words.
Oh yeah,
poopy. You're a poopy head.
Yeah, I wish it was that nice.
I'm
12-year-old
for radio.
12-year-olds on Xbox are the worst human beings ever.
Oh yeah,
ever.
If there was a button. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. Here's the cook says, love watching the women's pillow fighting. 6 pillows jostling around in the ring. Oh, gorgeous things usually. Okay, Kiss the Cook. You probably need a minute. Big George says, what about mud wrestling between 2 scantily clad ladies? That's a sport. It's not a sport. It's not a sport.
You might enjoy watching it.
Yeah,
but it's not a sport.
Let's see. Blissful Hayes says, here's a surefire way to gain an audience and popularity. Topless female pillow fighting. Why does he got to turn into this? Baby Got Dak had the purest of intentions when she's like, oh, did you see it's like UFC pillow fighting? Now you guys are all just letting your imaginations either prove that you are single or about to be. 888-368-1580. Cards Chappie says, I've seen professional tag on the late night ESPN. 2 guys in a square arena with poles, railing, ramps, platforms trying to touch each other. Yeah, I don't want somebody with a pole trying to touch
Excuse me?
Don't touch me with your pole.
Touch each other?
Keep your pole to yourself. Mr. Pringle says, anybody hear about hiring Hope Solo as a babysitter?
What?
Anybody here thinking about hiring Hope Solo as a babysitter?
Well, we know the things that she is charged with doing.
Are there new charges?
I don't think they're new charges, but the original charge was, her smacking around her nephew was what allegedly was brought to the table. So no.
Yeah, but she showed up and she set this record straight. She's like, have you met the kid? If you spend any time with him, there's going to be a line to slap the bleep out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, how old was the kid? Before I start making these jokes. Was he at least 12? I mean,
he was middle school, high school age.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's not as bad. That's not as bad. It's still bad.
Yeah.
Tiger Paws says, Wyatt had to get into that. Well, it's a Friday. It's your show. So on other sports news, Randy, me and the rest of the Coyotes faithful, we are now in mourning for Clayton Keller.
Yeah, I took a bad lower leg injury. I think it was lower leg injury. Had surgery. He'll be out the rest of the season. Too bad. He was one of the scoring leaders on the team. Young guy. He's going to come back. He'll be stronger than ever. And I hope by training camp he'll be 110%. And we'll see the Coyotes turn it around next year.
Oh wait, this just in. Hefty Lefty says, Hope got a DUI today. She had kids in the car. Thus the babysitter.
So it is new charges.
Oh, yeah, she had train wreck. Hefty Lefty also says ultimate tag is like parkour mixed with tag. It's impressive for about 5 minutes, then you realize it doesn't really change. Yeah, that's one of those things where Keon even admitted he watched for pillow fighting for about 30 seconds and was done. A lot of these things are like, okay,
yeah, that's interesting.
I got things to do.
But when it's a bone dry night and you're looking for something entertaining and you come across what's that show that Splashdown show? No, not Splashdown. Wipeout.
Oh yeah,
Wipeout.
that show.
Have you ever watched? Some of the hits those guys take. I mean, I'll sit there and just be amused and laugh my head off.
I think they killed the guy once.
What? Oh my God! The big giant hand that comes out of nowhere, boom, and sends that guy into the water, and he just spread eagle. Like, what was that? I love that show. Yeah.
Well, look who's here. Quitter Kaler says having a birthday today is a blessing and a curse. So basically, he's like, I don't want to do your show anymore, but I want to make sure everybody knows it's my birthday. Everybody look at me. I'm Quitter Kaler. Look at me. Me.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, man.
I was not aware that April 1st was his birthday, but I'm also not surprised. 888-368-1580. Fubar 1000 says, hi, Blender Bros. Been working, so I've missed you guys and your intelligent sports wisdom. Looking at you, Keon. So what's going on? Oh, Matt Ryan to the Colts. Fubar, just if you're
look
this far removed from things, just try to fit in. Just don't bring back.
Let me handle this.
Okay.
Fubar, look, if you're going to be away from the radio, don't come in here with old stuff like, oh, look, Matt Ryan to the Colts, blah, blah. Just don't do that. You be better. Be better, do better, Fubar. Okay,
Randy. Don't ask that of them because then someone's going to ask that of us.
True.
So don't open up that can of worms.
Try to stay up or don't say anything at all.
There you go. That's much better. That's much better. Don't ever say be better because
slippery slope.
Yeah. Boogie says, happy birthday, comrade Kyler. Tiger Paw says, Kaler was his mom's April Fool. Kiss the Cook says, bone dry night. That's funny. By the way, women's trampoline pillow fighting. How about that? That'd be even better. I'm not trying to help. No, we're not doing that. Just the Tip says, when I was a kid, a pillow fight was I hit you with a pillow. You put a rock in the pillowcase and hit me. I keep the rock in there, add a rattlesnake, hit you upside your bleeping head, and the brawl is on.
Rattlesnake?
I've never been hit by a rattlesnake. Let's see. Big George is sending all sorts of links and pictures. We believe you that Hope Solo has a DUI and she had her kids in the car and she's been arrested for child abuse. We believe you. And by the way, with that news, it became a whole lot less funny. Fubar 1000 says, hi, Randy. We just said hi to you, Randy. You're not going to say hi back? You're not going to say hello? Fubar 1000?
Howdy.
Yeah, that's all you needed. Senior Wake and Bake says, just want to be clear, pillow fighting, right? Not pillow biting. Yeah, you know what? Knock yourself out, buddy. Do whatever you want to do. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, just a weird stat now. The Rams just did something the Cowboys of the 70s did, and no other team since. They had an all-pro at defensive tackle linebacker and defensive back in the same defense that won the Super Bowl. I can name them for you if you want another text. Why can't you people just include the answers when you do this?
If you're going to send trivia,
and also put a question mark
at the bottom of the page.
Right, and put a question mark so I know that's what that was going to be. Ukla says, how long has Radio Pal been doing this part-time radio thing? Well, I've been in radio since 1993. Randy has been in since, I believe, the 40s.
76.
Close enough.
November of 1976.
Why? Are you a cop? Because if you're a cop, you have to tell us.
Yeah.
A-Wings 22 says, my elementary school is 50 cents for a soda in the teacher's lounge. UNC outright to end Coach K career. And what are the odds for the Yankees to win the World Series? Oh, well, the Yankees to win the World Series were plus 1,100, at least on my sheet. I mean,
look, man, Garrett Cole's going to have to pitch a lot better than he did last year. That's all I got to say.
He was so inconsistent.
Matthew Lefty says, anyone else think about Arby's when Hope Solo's in the news?
No,
I just feel sad. Fubar 1000 says, just so you know, I have a pet rattlesnake. What? I just. Speaking of rattlesnakes, Rattler, number one Rattlers fan says 47-31 Rattlers. Well, you know, would you like a phone call preview one of these Fridays? No, we're good. All right, listen, that's going to wrap it up for these 2 hours. We have one more hour to go, and we'll probably get to some NFL stuff. Maybe one of these days, Rattlers fan, but not yet. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Randy here from the Daily Blender, and right now, FanDuel Sportsbook is giving new customers a $150 instant bonus guaranteed. That's right. You get $150 in bonus site credit, and all you have to do is place your first bet of $5 or more. How you bet the bracket is up to you, and it's really getting interesting, isn't it? You can choose the money line, total prop bets, and so much more. Who would you pick to advance to the championship game? It's all up to you. Join FanDuel today with promo code Randy1580. Then you can place your $5 bet to score $150 in bonus site credit. Guaranteed. That's promo code Randy1580 on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Remember, you've got to be 21 or older and present in Arizona. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as a non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342.
Okay, you're back to dining out, but there's dining and there's dinnertainment. Get ready for an amazing dining experience like none you've ever had at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse in Scottsdale. When it comes to Asian cuisine, nobody does it better or more authentic than Kasai, where talented teppan chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. It's not just dinner, it's dinnertainment. A memorable dining experience where delicious 7-course meals prepared right at your table with flair. It's a perfect choice for celebrations, date night, or a night on the town. Happy hour is always on fire and offered daily with specials on teppanyaki, sushi, cocktails, and more. Book your night of fun right now. Visit KasaiScottsdale.com. That's KASAI Scottsdale.com or call 480-607-1114. That's 480-607-1114. We'll see you there.
Medical data brought to you from Summit Male Medical Center. Over half of the guys over the age of 45 have some type of erectile dysfunction. If you fall into this category, you are obviously not alone. Don't worry about it. Do something about it. Call Summit Male Medical at 480-398-1000. Let our Arizona licensed doctors and all male medical staff using FDA-approved medication help you enjoy your life again. We guarantee it. Low testosterone, common signs are muscle loss, irritability, weight gain, decreased libido. Our testosterone therapy will turn you around. Discreet, professional, and we are successful. Don't let getting older get you down. Call today, 480-398-1000. That's 480-398-1000. Or go to summitmalemedical.com. What are you waiting for? Call today, 480-398-1000.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 Rolling Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right. I got to read this and I'll start the thing. Here's the coach just texted in, Kaler, celebrating your birthday today by having my father cremated. Shots of tequila on the house. Just so random. Wow. It's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. You got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Also, happy birthday to Mr. Third Down himself, Jim Barnett. That's right.
Today his birthday?
Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't today. I just saw it. I think it was yesterday or the day before. It just triggered in my mind just now. We weren't on air yesterday, but happy birthday to Jim Barnett.
We weren't on air yesterday?
I don't remember.
It's been a haze.
The mighty NIT championship.
No, that's right. Yeah, there was some basketball. Yeah. Okay,
Yep.
I remember now.
I am told that Xavier won. So as I predicted, Randy, the Professor X would use his mind bleep on
right.
on the mini mart, the Texas A&PM mini mart.
You're right. You're right. You did it. You did. I sure thought that goo that they're calling cheese for those nachos that you take away from the AM/PM. I sure thought that would have gummed the whole, mind bleep up.
No. He's professor for a reason, Randy.
Yeah. Well,
that's something you should have thought about.
That's true. I should have thought about that.
888-368-1580. Hey, I meant to talk about this earlier, but we got sidetracked. And yes, by the way, we will have Keon Rose's college basketball dance party coming up here in just a little bit. But the Major League Baseball has come up with a new innovation. I mean, this is the same people who are ready to start putting the robo umpires in there. Well, I think because they're worried that the umpires won't have enough to do now. When there is an instant replay, and by the way, in baseball, nothing's instant. It takes a while. But when they do the replay, they're going to have the same thing the NFL referees have, and that is the microphone, and they're going to start announcing the replay review results, decisions to the fans.
Okay. And I think they should. I think that's a good idea.
So, I mean, does that help? Or, I mean, are they going to explain?
They're going to explain it. Right now, what happens is two of the umpires, the crew chief and whoever the umpire is that made the call that's being asked to be reviewed, they got to stop the damn game. They got to walk to the backstop. They've got to put on the headphones. Then New York, some numbskull in New York is watching 37 views of the play, probably the same damn view that everybody in the stadium sees. And then he makes a decision, and then they come out and they either go safe or out, and that's it. There's no explanation. You don't get to hear what's going on. So I think them coming away from this from this review saying the player's foot was on the bag before the tag was placed, therefore the runner is safe. I think that's going to help. That's going to be very good.
Now, keep in mind, as far as the challenges go, I mean, baseball has sort of looked over and cheated on the test off of the NFL's paper a little bit.
In some ways, yes.
With the challenges are 50.2% in favor of the challenge. There's 1,305 challenge calls by clubs last year, and 50.2% were confirmed. And 429 were allowed to stand when there was insufficient evidence to overturn or confirm. Do you like the challenges? And I mean,
no.
Why wouldn't you? You just said
something
you were okay with them talking to the fans about
unless it's something that is obvious that you have to challenge. Okay, Jim Joyce calling a runner safe at first when clearly he was out. Then you go ahead and challenge that and you overturn that. That for me, that's a travesty. That should have been a perfect game. There's no reason why that wasn't a perfect game. There's no reason why the umpiring crew didn't. But I mean, you get these guys a lot of times. These managers, and wouldn't you, if a game is on the line and it's a critical game? Every game matters when you're playing in Major League Baseball. I know there's 162 games. But, you lose a half a game, you might lose the whole season by a half a damn game. So These guys are challenging things that, a lot of times it's just stupid. It's a waste of time.
Their incentive is to try no matter what, even if the call's not going to work. And in a sport where we talk about the pace of play and how fast the game is, the idea that you're giving us another way to slow the game down, it doesn't really work for me either.
Look, and I could solve this whole pace of play business. Don't put a pitch clock necessarily on a pitcher. The batters quit backing out of the damn batter spot. Stay in the batter. You come up there, you stay in there. You don't need to back out. Adjust your cup, undo your gloves 3 or 4 times, scratch your left knee, adjust your hat, twirl the bat 8 or 9 times and then step back in. You know what? Get in the damn box and swing away. Just hit the damn ball. Simple game. See ball, hit ball. Let's play ball.
Play ball. I'm all for it. 888-368-1580. Blissful A says, since the umpires are going to be mic'd up, they should just announce the game at the same time they're umpiring.
No, I don't think you want that.
You really
Are you kidding me? The Joe West, he'll start singing from his latest album. Yeah, you don't want to.
He retired.
Well, maybe he did, but these guys, no.
George says the same thing. Can't wait to hear Country Joe West break out in song when he's making an announcement about the replay.
No.
Tiger Paws says, hey, at least Kiss the Cook wasn't celebrating by having Kaler cremated. That's a good point. Number 1 Rattlers fan says, I got a great trivia question here. What year was the last time a college all-star team beat the defending Super Bowl champions? Boy, when did they stop doing that? Like the 60s, 70s?
I didn't know they played that.
They did that a long ass time ago, but boy, you got to give us some years for context. That's I have a vague memory of that being a thing.
Why does everybody want to ask us trivia questions
on a Friday? The bleep, man.
Yeah, man.
We're trying to. Listen. I have a clock on my screen, and usually that's just so I know when we're supposed to do things. Right now, that's just this long till the weekend countdown. You know what I'm saying? We do the same thing you guys do. We do the same thing.
Yeah, why are you asking us these hard questions?
It's like your boss coming in and asking you big, complicated things. You're like, I need a report put together for that, or I need you to do this or that, or Fubar 1000, I need you to make some hamburgers. That kind of thing. Right when you're just trying to go home. So I'm just saying, why would you do that to us? So now I've said that, and the next thing up that I'm going to talk about, Keon's going to say the same thing to me. Got to talk about your Washington Commandos there, kid. Your Washington Commandos.
Oh boy.
Wow. It's getting harder and harder for Roger Goodell to not take that team away. Today, a congressional investigation is looking at what's going on. They're like trying to figure out the financial improprieties of your club. And they're like, dude, I think there's 2 sets of books here. The Washington Commandos are using 2 sets of books. You know who does that, right? People who are trying to hide the mob.
People who launder money. Let's just be honest. Let's just come out and say, folks who launder money.
Wow.
I don't think Keon's going to be. I don't think he has a problem with you bringing this stuff up because he doesn't want Snyder as the owner.
It's got to be hurtful, though. Is it for you? You're a fan to see just every day some new baloney come out, and
when it comes from management, I'm not surprised. When it comes from the owner of the team, I'm not surprised. This is the guy that he is. That's the human being that he is. And it's been nothing but shenanigans my entire time being a fan of this team. But when I say I'm a fan of the Washington Commanders, I am a fan of the people in that building who are trying to promote some level of positive change, whether that's Ron Rivera or those players. Those players, I think, deserve a lot of respect. Alex Smith came out the other day and said, it's a distraction playing there. Like, to be the quarterback of that franchise requires you to just have some level of blinders on that most people don't even have. So I respect those guys in that building that go in there every day and play. And then those are the people that I'm rooting for. And if Dan Snyder pulls enough nonsense, it will be undeniable at some point he'll have to take that team from. And that is good news for me.
Here's the thing I'm wondering. Okay. Here comes the conspiracy theories from your friend, Jeffrey O'Brien. All right. So Goodell's never going to do anything. No. This whole thing about Dan Snyder having his wife run things and he's not day to day, that's a sham. So since he knows he can't do anything, what if Roger Goodell himself starts leaking information to this congressional committee to then show them, look, 2 books. What does that mean? Yeah, now it's criminal, isn't it? Now it's a criminal issue. Goodell then would be forced by Congress, by the fact that now here people are getting arrested. If Dan Snyder gets arrested for all this, and his wife probably gets a little trip to the old Gray Bar Hotel too, she's complicit. Goodell's like, well, I guess I have no choice, do I?
Yeah, and some of the other owners that want Snyder out will finally be able to say, oh, look, see, he's actually a criminal. And that'll be the
as if he hasn't done anything else right now that he's been found out about that's criminal behavior.
Well, the thing with Dan Snyder is that it's hard to put he's very smart about how he does any of the things that he does. His name is not directly on a lot of these things. And that's the reason why there's been a lot of turnover. People have been fired. I mean, the damn play-by-play guy got fired because he was in on the nonsense too. But somehow Dan Snyder's name was not wrapped up in it and involved. So he's been very good about that. But I think that when you start getting to the point where there's 2 sets of books, as the guy that owns the team, you cannot say you had no idea and you didn't know. You can't.
I don't know, man.
Have you seen The Untouchables?
Because
that's what I'm saying.
You know what I have.
By the way, you had a day off and you were required by Daily Blender law to watch The Three Amigos. Did you achieve this task or not?
I did not achieve this
task. Oh boy. This is not going to go well for you, Keon.
No boy.
Oh boy.
I made a mistake. I was hoping it would not come up today.
Jeez, Keon, I really liked you too. I thought, wow. I'm sorry you moved all the way across country. It's been nice knowing you, Keon.
Some lovely parting gifts. Oh, look, a copy of The Three Amigos. Enjoy. Get your ass in front of a TV and watch that before Monday, please.
I will.
You'll thank us for it.
Yeah, I know. I just forgot.
Boomer Sooner says, well, if you don't want to think on Friday, I got one for you. What's the square root of 84?
No. Mm-mm.
And 2/4, 58.
I'm going to have to blow a whistle on it. There's no math on Fridays, especially.
Nobody wanted math. That's
no.
Yeah. In Senior Wake and Bake, I'm not reading that. Just not reading that. I'll read it. It's wrong. He says, hey, Kaler, go find Phil and lick each other's toes for your birthday.
Oh, boy.
The hell's that?
Why?
Well, yeah, that's a mental picture where you're hurting us.
Yeah. Well, not only that, what did Kaler do to you? Other than quit.
Boomer Sooner says, well, drop your keys in the bucket on the way out. You're walking home, Keon.
Well, I mean,
we're taking his car.
Yeah, I own a car. My car is mine. I paid it all off.
I'm sorry, it belongs to us now.
Even Tiger Paws is getting in on this. She says, Keon, it's an awesome movie to watch.
I never said it wasn't. I fully intended to watch it yesterday. And then I was talking to some family members. I just got distracted and I just didn't watch it. I will have it watched by Monday so that I can still be employed at CRC Broadcasting.
See that you do. 888-368-1580. Glendale Mullet says the Commandos have a plethora of accounting books, do they? Yeah, I say that they have a plethora of books. Glendale Mullet's going to come at me with, really? What is a plethora? And I'll say to him, Glendale Mullet, I do not have your superior intellect. You have to see the movie, Keon.
I know.
Tiger Paws says vomit visual. What?
Oh, the visual of that Senior Wake and Bake gave us that I won't repeat.
Right.
Yeah.
Licking toes. Right. Lacrosse guy says, has Keon seen Fletch?
I don't think I have.
Yeah, you're right. It was pretty good back then, but I don't know. It's okay.
Okay.
Dropping the soap sends a big blank blob of nothing. And he sets out, showed up on the text line, buddy. Whatever you sent, I see nothing. Silly Wabbit says, that's it, Keon. Now has to go to work with Phil and Eric and the other board ops at Burger King. There's That's right. There's a Burger King not too far from the station where everybody has to go when they leave 15A, the Fanatic. Oh my God.
Oh boy.
Silly Wabbit. You're just like right on the edge of getting me in trouble because the jokes are just piling in my head about this fat guy and his son and the car salesman and everybody else. It's just too much to bear. I'm just going to move on. Hefty Lefty says Snyder should have called Hacker County. That's what he should have done. That's right. C-Hack could have taken care of him. Like Keon's going to take care of the button on the mix minus bridge so I don't hear an echo. All right. So Congress might take care of what Roger Goodell can't take care of for the Washington Commandos. By the way, can I give you a little hint about how unserious the NFL is about things? Headline: Daniel Snyder remains on 4 NFL committees.
So he's not involved with the day-to-day operations of the team, but he is involved in some of the rule making and major decisions that are going to be made in the National Football League.
Yeah, here's the committees that he's on. Legalized sports betting, business ventures, fan engagements and major events, and international. Wow. Yeah, Randy's back. We don't need him on committees if you've deemed him unworthy of even running his own team. And now there's some rumors saying that Dan Snyder has gone back to work and resumed his day-to-day duties with the Commandos. It's not supposed to be known, but we all knew. But somebody is trying to say, no, it's a fact. Goodell's lying, and he's back. So who knows if that's true?
All the major stuff with this team, he's been there. I mean, when they rebranded to the Commandos in the first place, he was there with everybody else on the stage, wearing the new jacket, wearing the new shirts. How, if he's not supposed to be involved with this team, is anything like that happening?
He can hang around. He just can have no interaction. That's how it is. He can be around. He can't do anything. Dropping the soap says, sorry about the blank text. I got a new phone and lost your text line number, but then I found the text line number, so I sent a blank text to test. Okay, you could just say hi. I mean, I got a new phone. And I thought what I got was a cool new cover. And my wife was like, she's like, that's not really your personality. I'm like, what? She says, it's kind of metrosexual. And she said, I was like, what are you talking about? She says, no, it's really cool. What the hell? I can't have a cool phone cover? Does this look like something that I wouldn't have? I'm showing it on the screen here so they can see it on the video.
I told you before when I saw that I liked the way
cool.
the way it looks.
Yeah, that's like air vents right there to keep the phone cool.
That's pretty smart, actually. And
does that seem frou-frou to you guys?
No, I like the design.
I think it looks manly, but she's also the person who will look at sports cars sometimes and say, that's kind of a girl car. And I'm like, wait, what? What are you talking about? That's that's an awesome car. She's no, it's kind of girlish. I'm like, well, that hurts my heart because I almost got one of those. But she's got high standards for my manliness. I went ahead and got the phone cover anyway, and then she's like, "Oh, that's very nice." But I could tell, like, I've lost a little something in the back of her eyes. You know what I mean? She's like, "No, it's a nice phone cover. It's Friday. Maybe later we'll braid each other's hair." Okay. Yeah. So I don't know. It's never the first time anybody has said, "Oh yeah, Jeffrey, a little metrosexual there," and get punched in the mouth. I can't, not Will Smith, but that looks cool to me. I don't think that looks feminine.
It's very cool, man.
All right.
Yeah, no,
let it go.
I agree with Randy.
I hope you guys aren't just saying that. So I'll be like, yeah, this is cool. And you guys, as soon as I look over, you're, oh my God, he still has it. Oh my God, what an idiot. I'll be all right with that too. All right, listen, we got to take a break. We come back. It's time for Keon Rose's college basketball dance party.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
The Final Four taking place Saturday night in New Orleans. The first game, a 1-seed Kansas against a 2-seed Villanova. Kansas favored by 4.5. The over-under 134. The second game, Duke and North Carolina. These two teams matching up in the NCAA tournament for the first time ever. Duke a 4-point favorite. The over-under at 151. Duke remains the favorite to win the national championship. They're paying out plus 150 on the money line, while Kansas pays out at plus 185. After that, Villanova at plus 450 and North Carolina at plus 500. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
If you're an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits and the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs. When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Today, someone will enjoy a phone call with their family, thanks to speech-to-text technology. Today, someone will know their rights so they can confidently advocate for themselves. Today, someone among the more than 1 million deaf, hard of hearing, and deafblind Arizonans will enjoy greater accessibility and effective communication, thanks to the Arizona Commission for the Deaf and the Hard of Hearing. To learn more, visit acdhh.org, sponsored by the Arizona Commission for the Deaf and the Hard of Hearing.
AZ Preps 365 is your headquarters for all things high school sports in Arizona. Brett Quintine, James Mello, and Jose Garcia keep you up to speed with all the action, highlights, interviews, and insider information for the prep sports scene. You need to tune in to AZ Preps 365 every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic is your exclusive home for the 6-time world champion Indoor Football League's Arizona Rattlers.
All right, listen up.
Tune in to The Fanatic for all the fast-paced, hard-hitting action. Listen as the Rattlers work toward the playoffs and their 7th world championship in team history. Let's keep it going. Arizona Rattlers football, exclusively on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic and at 1580thefanatic.com.
You're live. Stay in the blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. All right, so here is what's happening this weekend. We got the NCAA Final Four for your ear holes. 1:30 p.m. is when that broadcast starts. It'll be Villanova versus Kansas, and right after that, North Carolina versus Duke. Then on Sunday, we have the NCAA Women's Championship game at 6 p.m. And then next Monday, after an hour and a half of daily blender nougaty goodness, you'll get yourself a nice fat candy bar called the NCAA Men's Championship game at 4:30 p.m. here on 1580 The Fanatic. I don't know what the heck we're going to bet on, and what are we going to do after this is over? What's the next thing? Are we going to focus on like the NBA going into the playoffs? Or are we going to be? I mean, I know that we don't have much to look forward to with the Diamondbacks, but baseball.
Yeah, baseball's got a lot of stuff going on.
Absolutely. Hockey is chugging along, heating up. Interesting things.
NHL playoffs.
So, once the Phoenix Suns hopefully have won the championship, it's going to be quiet for a minute, isn't it? It's going to be like for a couple of minutes. It's going to be quiet. Then we're back to football.
Yeah. Football gets going here during the summertime with the training camps and all that stuff.
So at this very moment, this is the second to last time you're going to get this. It's time, ladies and gentlemen, for Keon Rose's college basketball dance party. Final Four edition.
Well, there's not a whole lot to talk about. 2 games to break down, Keon. Let's start with the early game. Villanova taking on Kansas. A lot of people are saying this is a no-brainer. Most of the money is on Kansas to win. What say you? Villanova have a chance against Kansas?
I think that prior to that Justin Moore Achilles injury, I would have said Villanova. I mean, they're good, quality team. Jay Wright is a fantastic coach. But without Justin Moore, I don't know where the firepower comes from for Villanova. It's not like they don't have other dudes, but Kansas is deep. And that's one of the things that about Kansas that gives them an advantage. I mean, they've got a few things working against them, but the things that they have working for them is just how many people they can throw at any given team. And then, of course, they have 2 of the better players in college basketball, but that center, McCormick, is really where the magic happens for the Kansas Jayhawks. And I'm going to go Rock Chalk Jayhawk in this matchup here. I really just think that the depth of Kansas is going to probably be too much for an already shorthanded Villanova.
Got Kansas at a 4-point favorite. The spread is 4 points.
Wow. So it's
right now the money line is Kansas minus 192, Villanova plus 158. The over-under. Now, remember what our friend said, Josh Applebaum. He said it had been a lot of unders. The over-under on this is 133 at minus 110. You think this is an over or under game?
Might be an under because Villanova, I think, is going to struggle to score more than usual. I mean, normally they can score the ball very well, but with that injury, I don't see how both of these teams combine to hit that over. I think you take the under there.
Okay, so there you go, right from Keon. The next game up is the prime time game, the one that America has been looking forward to. Now, last we saw these 2 teams face off, it was at Cameron Indoor Arena, and the damn UNC, they beat the Duke, ruining Coach K's night.
Oh, no.
So now Coach K has led the Duke Blue Devils through the menacing big dance, and now here we are in the Final Four. It's UNC Duke. Right now, UNC a 4-point underdog in this game. And looks like the over-under on this is 151. Who you got in this Duke-UNC matchup there, Keon?
I am leaning towards Duke. They're talented, but they have young players. And I wondered how far they could go with how young these guys are. Well, they're here in the Final Four with the age group of those guys. And so it doesn't really seem to matter for them right now. They've figured it out. They understand what Coach K wants for them. They've got multiple guys who are going to probably be lottery picks in this NBA draft, including Paolo Banchero, who is a guy who has been mocked to as high as 3rd in the draft, going to the Detroit Pistons. Is what a lot of people think is going to wind up happening for him because he is that good of a basketball player, and he shows out every single game that they play. And every tournament game that they've played, he's had a big monster performance. I think the world of North Carolina and the way that they've played this season and the way that after that rocky start, they were able to turn things around. But there is a moment with a Coach K team where it just seems like they're firing on all cylinders. I thought last game they put it all together. And as long as they keep playing basketball like that, it's going to be hard to pick against them, even though, I'd like to pick against them. But, it's Duke. They're good. They're here. But North Carolina, I think Jeffrey mentioned it earlier, that they're going to be villains if they find a way to beat Duke. They would love that.
Oh, sure.
They would love that. There's nothing more than the city of Raleigh, North Carolina would love than to be villains upending Coach K.
Well, they've been villains already once this year. Again, winning that last regular season game against Coach K and Duke at their own home. So they walked out of there celebrating, headed back to Chapel Hill. So it took the air out of the damn arena, but we'll see what happens this time. This matchup is probably, dare I say, the best basketball matchup in America. And I don't know if I'm overspeaking that. I think this is something where everybody can attest to a UNC Duke matchup as being always a great game. There's no blowouts. It's always a tight, competitive game, and it's a lot of fun to watch. Again, right now, as the line sets, Duke a 4-point favorite. Does UNC cover the spread there?
I think they do. Like you said, the game is almost always close. They play each other very physically. They've played each other a few times already this year, so they're very familiar with each other. There's no surprises left. It's basically roll the ball out there and go play. And when you have a situation like that, I think that the game's close. Yeah, North Carolina is absolutely going to cover that spread.
All right, so you have picked Kansas and you have picked Duke. So Kansas Duke in the final game, that's coming up on that'll be Monday night. Right now, if that is the case.
Well, hold on. Don't spoil Keon Rose's college basketball dance party for Monday.
Well, I wanted to get where he's leaning right now. I didn't want him to give all the goodies up.
I mean, I am leaning Kansas, but
spoilers. I don't even care what happens now.
Well, I could be entirely wrong.
Don't say. No.
Well, what about if it's what about if it's North Carolina and Kansas in the final?
Probably still leaning towards Kansas, to be honest.
Really? Spoiler. Way to go, Randy.
What if it's Villanova, Duke?
What is it, Villanova, North Carolina?
I'll be leaning towards Duke or UNC.
All right. I'll leave it there since Jeffrey's is upset. I just thought I would try to tease this a little bit. It's going to be a long weekend.
We got spoilers.
We'll watch the games, and I might change my mind.
All right. So the final edition of Keon's college basketball dance party coming up on Monday here on the Daily Blend.
There you go. All right. So it was a short song for the dance party, but short but good. So it will be interesting to see what happens tomorrow. And again, you can hear these games on 1580 The Fanatic, your home for March Madness. All right. So let's get to the text line here. Hefty Lefty says Dan Snyder being in charge of fan engagements, how you end up with poop water on your fans, Keon.
Oh boy. Well, this is true. I just look. We want to spread the love, is what it is. As that we have seen.
That's like German. That's like German porn love, right there.
The joy of raw sewage in a stadium. Everyone else deserves a chance.
Oh, that's how you get some kind of weird disease. Hefty Lefty also says, congratulations to Fish Tank for the Dolphins locking up Xavier Howard with a 5-year, $90 million extension.
That's an unbelievable signing. Yeah.
Senior Wake and Bake says, Keon, remember, 3 amigos, not the women of the traveling pants this time. Oh, you're thinking of a former co-host. He's not watching Chicken.
Yeah. I watched LA Confidential because I forgot.
Fubar 1000 says, chicken fingers. Okay. Silly Rabbit says, is Dan Schneider also on the committee that reviews violence at the Oscars? That wasn't that funny. I chuckled and then it started coughing. Don't want you to get it's like, oh my God.
You almost did a spit take, Jeff Cup.
I got a little tickle in the throat here, my allergies. Boogie says, great, Keon. You killed the invisible swordsman. No spoilers. LaFuria Roja says, have a profitable weekend, fellas. Thanks,
you too.
Roja.
You too.
Tiger Paw says, and how about Brady having the last word or first word and all the words? He'll not play if Bruce Arians is the coach, basically. You guys really believe that's what happened? That he's like, I don't want to play with Bruce Arians anymore, so I'm retiring.
No.
And then the Buccaneers got together, talked about it, and they're like, okay. Well, Bruce is going to be in the front office. Todd Bowles will be coach. And then Tom Brady's like, excellent. I'll be back.
No,
I don't believe that.
I don't buy it either.
But just based on who Bruce Arians is, that guy doesn't give a damn about anything.
No.
They told him, Tom Brady won't come back if you're still the head coach. Do you think that's going to move him?
He didn't care.
Yeah.
No.
Mars Bars 805, who's in the running for the Harmon Solar $1,580 on the bracket contest, says, happy Faded Friday, guys. I'll take an 805, please. And let's go Duke, Keon. Some people want that. Some people don't.
Well,
But good luck to
he
you, Mark
specifically does I think he has them as his champ. So
he sure does.
He'd win if he got it.
Mr. Pringle says, hopefully Suns go all the way this year. That way Jeffrey doesn't take a couple of weeks off. What? I don't get it. Did
I think you just happened to take vacation last year.
I think that's I think that's yeah, you had vacation planned.
I got news for you guys. I will take vacations. You know what it is? I spoiled everybody for like 20 years. I didn't hardly ever take vacations.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized, what am I doing all this for? I got a beautiful wife. I got a family. Occasionally I need to, be around them.
Mm-hmm.
So that, so whatever. Hefty Lefty says, I already read that one. Sorry. Noster Marcus says, for the love of everything that's holy, anyone but Duke, please win the national championship. If Duke wins the whole thing, we'll never hear the end of them and Coach K. National media is going to fall all over themselves covering that mess.
Look, I grew up in Maryland. Nobody outside of maybe UNC fans want to hear Duke less than me.
Big George says, wow, as usual, Jeffrey dominates Keon Rose's college basketball dance party with his insightful analysis. Congratulations, Jeffrey. Thank you. I didn't want to make a big deal out of it, but I think I won that one. Pretty sure I won that one again. Yeah, kind of won that.
Just let him have it.
Okay. Big George also says, is there going to even be a show Monday since the championship game is on and you guys can't work on days when games air?
Yeah.
We'll have an hour and a half. Yeah. We're going to, here's the thing. We're not coming in for 45 minutes. Come on, man. Fubar 1000 says, my question to the blender is, on what day was your bracket blown? Sure glad you said bracket.
When U of A lost. That's when mine was. That was what? Elite Eight weekend. Elite Eight weekend is when I lost.
Day 2, when Kentucky decided, the St. Peter's Peacocks were the greatest basketball team to ever play basketball.
I had a lot fall apart in the Sweet 16, but listen, like I said, I'm glad to be in 30th place. I don't even care.
Surprised to be as high as I am.
Right. I wish I was as high as you many days. So, all right, we have to take a break. When we come back, I have some important man talk for you. We got Big Georgia sports history on the way and more of the Daily Blender. It's 1580, The Fanatic.
Hi, this is Nick LaCapria with the Daily Sports Quiz. What future NBA coach started for the Chicago Bulls in their first 10 season openers? The answers coming up on the Daily Sports Quiz.
Nick LaCapria's Daily Sports Quiz brings you a different question from the world of sports each day. If you want even more questions from the world of sports, visit Nick LaCapria's new website, sportstrivia.org. You can test your sports trivia knowledge and get answers to some great questions from the world of sports trivia. Sportstrivia.org. It's free, it's fun, and it's challenging. If you like the Daily Sports Quiz, you'll love sportstrivia.org.
The answer to today's Daily Sports Quiz: name the future NBA coach that played for the Chicago Bulls in their first 10 season openers. The legendary Jerry Sloan. He played for Dick Motta. Jerry Sloan, today's answer on the Daily Sports Quiz.
The Renaissance Festival is back!
Huzzah! Weekends now through April 3rd.
Huzzah! Great shopping, a giant crafts market. Your favorite shows.
Be ready to have a great time and don't be afraid to participate.
Huzzah! Just night.
Huzzah!
Silly fun for the entire family.
Happiness reigns at the Renaissance Festival.
Lots of new shows. Non-stop feasting. Leave your cares behind. It's fun and affordable.
You will adore the Renaissance Festival.
The Renaissance Festival is back. Huzzah!
Weekend now through April 3rd. Discount tickets available at Fashions and Food City or online at arizona.redfestinfo.com.
Presented by Delta Airlines,
Fashions, Food City,
Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness.
You can always save on Renaissance Festival admission with discount tickets at Fashions and Food City stores statewide. Huzzah!
This is important news. If you have unfiled tax returns, the IRS is shifting gears and ramping up investigations on non-filers this year. If you failed to file your tax returns for a year or more, or you owe back taxes, now's the time to call Optima Tax Relief before the IRS finds you. Optima is America's #1 most trusted tax resolution firm, specialize in helping individuals, families, and businesses get right with the IRS. They're experts in the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, a powerful new program that can make resolving tax issues easier. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, Optima's award-winning team has helped thousands of people protect their paychecks, bank accounts, homes, and businesses by putting their tax problems to rest, resolving over $1 billion in tax debts for their clients. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-587-6643. 800-587-6643. 800-587-6643.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Business people like it straight and to the point. So here it is. Bruce Jacobs here to tell you take control of your utility expenses by calling Harmon Solar right now. They can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Level your energy costs, protect yourself from inflation. How's that for straight and to the point? Here's more. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
1580, The Fanatic.
It is the final segment of the Daily Blender for this Friday, April 1st. And don't forget, you get some free money. If you sign up for FanDuel Sportsbook, they're giving new customers $150 instant bonus guaranteed. You get $150 in bonus site credit. All you have to do is place your first bet of $5 or more, and you get the bonus. No questions asked. You can choose from the money line totals, prop bets, a whole lot more. You can take Keon's advice. We just had Keon Rose's college basketball dance party. But the fact is, join FanDuel today with promo code Randy1580. Then you can place your $5 bet and score $150 in bonus site credit guaranteed. Again, that promo code, so they know I sent you, Randy1580 on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. You've got to be 21 or older, present in Arizona, first online real money wager only, $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as a non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text next step to 53342. Sorry, got a little frog in my throat there.
I like you got a little choked up there.
5. Well, it's very 53342.
Oh my God. So we have some important man talk to take care of here.
Yeah.
I want to share something with you men only to make you feel better. Now, earlier in the show, I shared with Keon because of all of the radio hosts, he had the worst bracket when he has the most knowledge. That just shows you what upsets and stuff will do to you. And I told him about how Radio Ron was second from last place in the bracket contest, so he'd feel better.
Yeah.
But not something you need to go around saying.
Keep it to myself.
So, men, I'm going to tell you something that gives you something to feel better about, but God help you if you mention it. Kind of like when I told you guys, yes, it's true. Women do have that extra layer of fat that men don't. It's science. You just don't mention it. You don't talk about it. You just feel better knowing it. Okay. So I think we all know the truth. Men smell worse than women. Okay. Generally. Okay.
What's that?
Yeah. Men smell worse than women. And there was a study, and Procter & Gamble have come to the conclusion that women's feet are 5 times stinkier than men's.
What?
Shh. Keep it to yourself. Feel good about it. Know there's a thing. But don't say anything.
How did they calculate it, though?
Well, it was Procter & Gamble in China. Well, hear me out. And they're trying to sell a body cleansing kit for women. So they made this infographic about how gross women are to guilt them into buying it.
Okay.
And they ran it on social media. And for some reason, people had a problem with it.
Can't imagine why.
Then they'd come back and say, well, there's no proof women's feet actually smell more. Definitely not 5 times more. And, if you've ever smelled my socks curled up on the floor, But the ad also listed some other shaky facts, like women's feet have 6 times more bacteria because they go sockless more often. And women have 5 times more sweat glands in their feet. 2019 study did find that women have slightly more types of bacteria in their feet, but men still sweat more in general, and that's what tends to cause the odor. But I'm just saying something. Feel good that somewhere on this planet, your feet are 5 times less stinky than your woman's.
Okay.
Just take the win. Take the win and say nothing about it. Why? Because it's not factual. But it feels good.
So take the win. All right.
Of course, Procter & Gamble had to come out and apologize. Said it was inappropriate to disrespect women in that way. I don't know if it's disrespecting. They're trying to kind of guilt and shame Chinese women into buying the whatever foot powder. But just take that one piece. That one piece right there.
5 times.
5 times.
Very specific number.
Do not blurt this out in an argument. Yeah, well, your feet are 5 times stinkier than mine. I heard it on the radio. It's fact. But just, just saying. It's kind of nice. Right?
Okay. All right. We'll take it.
We win so little. Even if it's not real, just put it in your head. Oh, God. Women, how come is it when a woman does what I'm about to tell you about? They're like, oh, wow, that's innovative. That's smart. Oh, that girl is smart. Oh my God, that's good. Oh, and she showed him. A man does this. It's called criminal stalking. Let me tell you what happened. A woman on TikTok, she suspected that her boyfriend was still going to strip clubs, even after he promised he would stop. She put a tracker on his car, saw he was going to a strip club, followed him there, didn't just confront him. She stripped down to her bra, put on a thong that one of those dancers gave her, and had the girls give her some pointers, then jumped on stage, walked right over to him and says, you want a show, babe? Watch this show. And then she continued to dance and go to every guy in the place and give him a dance, but him. And she made some money, too. She says she made about $100 in tips. The owner even offered her a job, but she's like, nope, that was it. And she basically flipped him off and said, we're done. And that's how she broke up with him.
Yeah, that's funny, but also it is stalking.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it.
See what I'm saying? Right here. Yeah, if a man had done this, oh my God. And you'd be right. It's horrible. It's horrible.
It's definitely awful.
No matter. So what you're saying, Jeffrey, is if our women went to a strip club and we showed up there, stripped down to a bra and a thong and started dancing,
right?
This would be stalking for us.
Well, the tracker is where it becomes stalking. Well, she put the tracker on the Jeep on his car, I think.
Yeah, stripping down like that and dancing. That's how I got thrown out of that church.
Well,
so yeah, we do it. It's so wrong. Oh, this woman just gets away with everything because she's a good-looking woman. All right. So, this just doesn't seem fair. My point is, don't go to strip clubs if you say you're not going to go. I think that was the message.
Yes, I agree.
Be honest. And I wonder how bad her feet stank up there.
5 times worse than her husband.
5 times worse than her husband. Okay, that's enough of this. Oh, look at Hefty Lefty's already criticizing. He's like, only $100 in tips. Sounds like she belongs in the Tuesday afternoon squad.
Well, now hold on.
She was only up there for a few minutes, Hefty. And how do you know these things?
And she's a complete rookie. She's never done it before. She asked for pointers that day and made $100.
Yeah, but she had stinky feet.
Yeah, and $100 now. You're welcome. Kiss the Cook already has lost the plot on what I was trying to do here. He says, my wife's farts smell worse than mine. Had her dog scratch at the door just to get out of the bedroom.
I would say if you've got that win, you should keep that one to you too. Yes. Don't ever bring that up again.
Something you mentioned ever. Be a rough weekend.
I hope she's not listening right now.
A lot of these men are smart enough to not let their wives listen. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, you sneaking whiskey in the breaks? Is that why Randy's talking more than you? Come back in after you've had a couple of sips. No, it's just because we do the dance party and Randy likes to run it. That's has nothing to do with whiskey. The answer is yes, but still, that's not why. Nostramarcus says, well, if that girl had shampooed her feet, though, I bet she'd have more than $100 in tips.
Oh, my God.
It's probably true story. Big George says, this study makes me even more disgusted with guys with foot fetishes. Feet are disgusting. Of course, Moist One says, he says, oh, but the feet taste so good. Oh, jeez. There's a man who likes that burger.
I'm not going to lie. I expected that text about 2 minutes ago.
It actually came in at 5:46.
Oh, okay. You just had to go through the other text first.
Yeah, and I was also wondering if I was going to read it. Hefty Lefty says, I like strip clubs. Like the little kid. I like titles. Yeah, I like strip clubs.
I like bunnies.
I just, yeah, I'll leave that to you guys. That's not my thing. Yeah.
Shame on each and all of you.
I think we better get to this. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1931, pitcher Vern Jackie Mitchell, at the age of only 17, she signed with the Chattanooga Lookouts Baseball Club of Tennessee to become the first woman to play for an all-male baseball team. 2 days later, Mitchell was famously brought in to pitch during the first inning of an exhibition spring training game against the Yankees to face both Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig. All right, so here's the thing about this. What happens next is just a travesty. Babe Ruth swung and missed at the first two pitches out of three. And then the fourth pitch, bang, third strike. She struck out Babe Ruth. And then, of course, his teammates had to drag him away. Babe Ruth wasn't giving her any problem, but he was glaring and verbally abusing the umpire. And he was mad, because he was embarrassed. Sure. Next up, the Iron Horse, Lou Gehrig, swung through his first three pitches, struck him out cold. And then after that, a few days later, baseball commissioner Kennesaw Mountain Landis voided her contract, saying it's too strenuous for women to play baseball. And that's just mean it's too embarrassing for men to have a woman strike him out. That poor kid got the short end of a stick there. Jackie Mitchell, if she can strike out Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth, they should have let her play until she was done. That just makes me sad. If a woman can play at the same level as a man, let him play. That's what I say.
And she did it with the Chattanooga Lookouts, which I did not know. And I got to talk to some people.
You got to talk to some people.
Yeah, because that's a big part of Chattanooga Lookouts history. That should be.
You didn't know about this?
No.
Yeah, it's huge. It's a huge. Also, it's just dirty dealing by Major League Baseball to do that. That whole thing. Wow, it's too strenuous for the fair sex. How about a less strenuous punch in the mouth there, Jack? That's just not right to do to somebody. Nostramarcus says any woman that could strike out Babe Ruth must have had some hellaciously funky feet.
I was waiting for it.
In 1931, you have to imagine everybody's feet smelled like ass. There's no, there's nobody.
In 1931,
right after the Depression. Right after the Depression, nobody can afford soap. They're wearing old ass shoes. Nothing smelled good at that time in our history.
The playing ground was never more equal.
It was
in 1931.
It was funk, and nothing but the funk in 1931.
Wow.
Kiss the Cook says she made $100. Dude, at least he at least got an extra punch on his afternoon martini lunch card. You talking about Babe Ruth? Oh no, the stripper girl. That's right. Sorry, that was a little distracting. You're kind of behind the times on that one there. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, honestly, you have a great neck just for stopping. What? What? He wants to stomp my neck? Oh, stop. Okay, like I got to read his.
Who said this?
Boomer Sooner's drunken text. Jeffrey, honestly, you have a great neck just for stopping and have silence and let everybody think about what's just said. Classic comic. You do a great job, buddy. Okay.
Oh, he meant knack.
Knack. Because I stop and because I take a beat. There you go. Well, thanks, Boomer Sooner. I appreciate that. You're really got to work on your typing. Oh God, moist one. This little piggy went wee 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 all the way to my tonsils. Oh my God. Just Lord, stop.
Shame on each and all of you.
Oh Lord. Fubar says this one time at band camp. Moving on.
No.
Senior Wake and Bake says, dude, you mean a girl's feet can smell like nacho cheese? If that's what you take away from today's show, we've done our job.
It is a Friday show. We aspire for the pinnacle of radio here on the Blender.
This was the gold standard right here.
Jeez. I was just trying to give you guys something to feel better about quietly. That's all. And then also let you know that there is an injustice when a woman can put a tracker on your car and embarrass you at a social gathering. And it's okay.
Okay.
But it's stalking if we do it.
So many people are going to use social gathering as their strip club phrase now.
And as I'm being drug out of a church in a bra and panties, I was like, I turned it around. I said, lady, your child should be in Sunday school, not in here. Just saying. All right, guys, we'll see you on Monday, I think. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580.
The Renaissance Festival is back! Huzzah!
Weekends now through April 3rd.
Great shopping